push your way through and, you know, through people, and it was crazy.
An Afghan woman handed Ariana her baby and asked her to take her through.
They're like, sorry, madam, we cannot do that. We will let you in, but we cannot let her and the baby in. Unfortunately, they didn't do that. And then when I got in, that's actually the first time when I burst into tears. And that's all because of that baby. That baby is like, still, I cannot take that picture out. And I don't know if it survived or not. I have no idea. But it was quite bad. It was really, really bad. It was just heartbreaking.
Ariana's fiancé filmed their final moments as they got on the plane. They were the last two people to board that night. She had just a purse and the clothes she was wearing.
On the plane, people were like, I remember they were like so quiet, and everybody was like really sad, really shocked. Because each one of them, every one of them, they've left, you know, the rest of their families in Afghanistan, and nobody was like really excited and happy about being able to come out and being on the plane at that moment.
By the time he too boarded a US military plane, Robert Davis had been at the airport for almost 3 days. The hundreds of people bundled into American C-17s became iconic images of the fall of Kabul.
And as I walked up the ramp, there were side seats on the C-17, but there was just cargo deck. And there was families with children on the seats, which is good. And I got the lucky cargo deck with 200 odd other people, and we just had to sit down, legs crossed. And as we took off, the plane takes off pretty steeply, and we just ended up in everyone's lap. As we took off, and people were relieved, they were exhausted, you were safe, you were with a big plane, a lot of people, and you know you were heading to Qatar, and just safety. So it's just relief.
Thank you very much, everybody.
The decision to withdraw by 2021 was made by former US President Donald Trump, who negotiated a deal that bypassed the elected Afghan government and legitimised the Taliban.
As far as the Taliban is concerned, everybody wanted this to happen. The Taliban wanted it to happen. President Ghani was very much involved in this, as you know, and he's now dealing with the Taliban. But we're talking about 19 years we've been there, 19 years, and other presidents have tried to do this. The Taliban has given a pledge, and a very strong pledge, and we'll see how that all works out. We hope it's going to work out very well.
The agreement which was signed by the United States with the Taliban on the 29th of February 2020 in Doha was probably the worst single exercise in diplomacy since the Munich Agreement of 1938 that sacrificed Czechoslovakia to Hitler.
Professor William Maley has been writing about Afghanistan for 40 years.
It ended up giving to the Taliban everything that they really wanted. They got a place at the high table with the United States and the status that flowed from that. They secured a strict timetable for the withdrawal of all US forces and contractors from Afghanistan. And in that sense, it really was a catastrophic era of diplomacy.
Trump's successor, Joe Biden, honoured the Taliban deal.
So this is a bipartisan screw-up. It's not a President Biden or a President Trump mistake, it's both. And it goes back to the original decision to negotiate with the Taliban but exclude the Afghan government from those negotiations, which effectively meant that the US was now treating the Taliban as a legitimate government.
The truth is, this did unfold more quickly than we had anticipated. So what's happened? Afghanistan political leaders gave up and fled the country. The Afghan military collapsed, sometime without trying to fight. If anything, the developments of the past week reinforced that ending U.S. military involvement in Afghanistan now was the right decision.
I mean, it was just ridiculous. And at that point, the Afghans were still fighting incredibly hard, losing twice as many people killed every month than the US has lost in 20 years fighting this war. So when President Biden and others came out later and said, well, it's not our fault, the Afghans wouldn't fight, that was the most nauseating piece of victim blaming that I've ever seen. But whatever, if it makes you feel better, you know, pretend that it was the Afghans' fault.
As President Biden tried to justify his decisions, thousands of Afghans were still trying to get into Hamid Karzai Airport. Like many Western expats in Kabul, Andrew Quilty was trying to get Afghans out.
A lot of warning shots being fired by the security forces. Traffic spur. On the bus, kids are crying. The driver's fallen asleep now to be waked. It is 10 a.m. on Tuesday the 23rd of August, and we've just thrown in the towel on our attempt to get in to the airport, about 150 people. We spent about 6 hours trying each of the 3 or 4 gates, a couple on either side of the airport. And each one we were turned away.
At the airport was a group of former interpreters for the Australian Defence Force who were trying to get to the gate. One of them is a man we'll call Hassan, who worked for the ADF in southern Afghanistan for 3 years.
I went through the airport, and when I saw the situation was really bad, and the Taliban was shot.
And his family
that is associated
13.
Dying.
11 days after the fall of Kabul, the last Australian evacuation mission flew out. Within hours, a suicide bomber attacked. The blast killed almost 200 people, including Afghan children, and 13 US troops.
It's 7:15 on the 26th or 7th. I'm standing out the front of emergency hospital in central Valley. It's the main war trauma facility in the capital. And there's just been 2 blasts of some kind at one of the gates at the Kabul airport. and they're just streaming in here like I can't remember. Patients. I don't know. I've been here for 15 minutes and there's been at least, I don't know, a couple of dozen, and there are a couple of dozen that came before me, and they keep coming.
Boy, you breaking,
I've never
boy.
seen such a steady stream. It was like a conveyor belt of dead and wounded coming in, and just one after the other after the other.
It was a terrible irony for the United States, which went to Afghanistan 20 years ago to rid the country of terrorism.
For those who carried out this attack, as well as anyone who wishes America harm, know this: we will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay.
A minute before midnight on August 30, the last US plane flew out of Kabul to the sound of Taliban gunfire.
Conversations I've had with people in Afghanistan tend to reflect a pervasive sense of horror at how circumstances have changed. I think the worst single thing about the kind of macroscopic environment which has now been created is a complete death of hope. I feel an immense sense of sadness at the way in which things have played out in Afghanistan. Some people inevitably will now begin to say that the Western project in Afghanistan was doomed. I don't think it was doomed, it was botched. It was botched on account of the clumsy and maladroit handling of the situation in Afghanistan by successive US presidents who were simply not fit to hold major public office in an important state.
I don't want to say I'm hopeless, but allow me to say that it's hard to be betrayed by your friend rather than your enemy. It's hard to believe that we've been used for a political project rather than democratic values. It's hard for us to believe that all those beautiful sentences where was been preaching by worldwide leaders for Afghanistan was just a lip service, nothing more.
Women are going to suffer, A, because of the displacement, B, because of the losing job opportunities. Majority of Afghanistan has widows and orphans, and they want to get through their day in one piece. They have very small jobs, and all those jobs are going to be lost. Learning opportunities are going to be lost. Afghanistan is going to become a prison for women because there is no mobility, no socialization.
While the Taliban leadership has promised a more enlightened regime, Afghans are sceptical.
It's going to be a very jarring experience. So just the idea of a Taliban-type regime re-emerging, even if it's Taliban light, is going to be intolerable for most Afghans. It's going to be intolerable for the young, particularly for our women, for our minorities, for the middle-class Afghans. So I can understand.
After the chaos, the crowds have now gone, and Kabul's airport lies empty.
Life, I don't think, will go back to normal. I mean, a lot of Afghans won't go back to the jobs that they had, the work that they did. A lot of those jobs will cease to exist even, I think. Kabul has certainly become hollowed out. My community really has almost evaporated overnight. I'd say the future's still uncertain, and that Kabul and probably Afghanistan as a whole is still collectively holding its breath. The Taliban have said that they bear no grudges and that anyone who worked for the government or the security forces or foreigners in the past are free to stay all is forgiven. There are not many Afghans that I've met who believe them. And I desperately want to believe them, and I'm not sure whether I'm naive to do so, but I desperately want to believe them, and I desperately hope that their actions follow the words.
The West will be haunted by the decisions that they take with regards to Afghanistan. If they do turn a blind eye today, the same way they did in the 90s, it will come back to haunt them. And it's a vicious cycle in repeat.
Introducing custom.
I need to pay my respects to the big, beautiful state of Georgia. I'm gonna be honest with you, I might have to go down there. It's giving me so much. Georgia will give us a mugshot, and Georgia will give us a fully televised court proceeding. And I love that. Georgia grand jury to hear witness testimony this week in the 2020 election probe. The fourth is coming down, folks. Fani Willis is finally doing something that is good with the fucking RICO statutes in the state of Georgia that isn't about arresting any and every rapper that has ever rapped about, like, killing someone. Let's take a look.
Georgia, where former President Donald Trump could face another indictment as soon as this week. Prosecutors in Fulton County are wrapping up their investigation into any alleged election interference there by Trump and his allies in 2020. Nicole Killian is outside the courthouse in Atlanta with more on what to expect. Nicole, good morning.
Good morning, Nate. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is expected to begin presenting her case as soon as today to a grand jury, which will face the big decision of whether to indict the former president.
This morning, there's an increased security presence outside the Fulton County Courthouse ahead of a potential charging decision this week. District Attorney Fani Willis says she's ready to go.
That if someone broke the law in Fulton County, Georgia, that I have a duty to prosecute.
CBS News has learned several witnesses have been subpoenaed to appear before the grand jury, including former Georgia Republican Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, who plans to testify Tuesday. The investigation centers on a January 2nd, 2021 phone call by then-President Donald Trump to Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, seeking to potentially overturn the 2020 election.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
On his
Oh yeah, heightened law enforcement and media presence remains in place outside of Fulton County Courthouse in Atlanta, Georgia, as another grand jury indictment may be announced against former President Donald Trump. It's all media and cops right now. And I don't even think that there will be that many protesters, but who knows. Now, this one is my favorite, which is really awesome. This one is my favorite for a couple different reasons. Number one, we've known about it for a very long time. Number two, it's yet another situation where Donald Trump is like doing something criminal in the most like flagrant, obvious way possible, where he gives you the exact number, 11,780, a number that is now burned into the back of my brain. In his words, one more than we need. There is a very different reality where, like, if Trump is ballparking numbers, like, you could at least make an argument that, like, he's just, you know, saying something exaggerated, right? He's just, he could, it's just a term of phrase or something like that. The fact that he's, like, mentioning the very specific number and not, like, 12,000 is incredible because it works against him. Now, those are some of my favorite reasons why I love this case. Some of my other favorite reasons for why I love this case, because it's very open and shut, unlike the other ones, or unlike the first state case. Now, this is the fourth one. There are three cases so far, 3 court cases so far. One is a local Manhattan district judge, which means it's a state prosecution, okay? The second one is a federal prosecution. The third one is also a federal prosecution. So technically, Donald Trump could actually pardon himself. I mean, we're entering like speculative legal theory here because it's never happened. And will he be able to do that? I think he would, because he can still run from jail. He can still literally go to prison and become president. That part is definitely set in stone. Okay, but will he be able to literally pardon himself for federal crimes? Well, yes, he can. However, a president can't pardon themselves for state crimes, which means for the Manhattan one, whichever way it goes, doesn't really matter. It's a misdemeanor, slap on the wrist anyway. So that one is whatever. But for the Georgia situation, Donald Trump, in order to get a pardon in Georgia, would have to go to Brian Kemp, who he fucking despises. The only way for Donald Trump to get a pardon in the state of Georgia, if he was actually arrested in the state of Georgia and was thrown in jail and like somehow still magically won the election, he would literally have to go to Brian Kemp, who, for this criminal case, Brian Kemp and his refusal, and other people underneath Brian Kemp's refusal to work with Donald Trump, is why Trump thinks he lost the election. This court case is quite literally, this court case is like literally dependent on him not working with Brian Kemp. That's why it's there. Kemp can't solely pardon. It's a board that does it in Georgia. Oh, the Georgia governor can't pardon. There's a 5-person parole and pardon power with that panel. There's no fuck, that ruins everything. I thought that it was another one of these like I'm gonna fucking pardon states. God damn it. I mean, it's still funny.
Way too many threes.
Last but not least, because this will most likely be televised. Unless you guys want to hurt my feelings on that one too. But I'm sure they will pardon him if he won. It's just like that. I think it would be really funny if there was a world where Brian Kemp was petitioning against Donald Trump being pardoned in the state of Georgia as the governor, with a tremendous amount of influence over his own state. Especially because Donald Trump has purposely tried to run a candidate against Brian Kemp, and that candidate fucking lost. It's not like Donald Trump has been a fan of Brian Kemp at all for like the past couple of years now. Like, he has open contempt for him. He hates Brian Kemp. Also, this in Georgia. On the left, former President Trump intimidates a witness in Georgia case. On the right, Georgia law stating that to release a person on bail, the judge will have to find the defendant poses no significant risk of intimidating witnesses. No, that is a presumption against release. Yeah, okay, let me explain something. It's not like Donald Trump's going to personally fucking intimidate a witness. He just shouldn't be able to do these things. They are not going to keep it. Oh my god, that'd be so sweet if they did. Fuck!
Social platform Sunday, Trump continued calling it a perfect phone call. At the Iowa State Fair, where the former president and supporters appeared to troll Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in the air and on the ground, he was peppered with questions about a possible fourth indictment.
Yes, we did nothing wrong. We don't everything, sir.
Earlier this year, a special purpose grand jury said it believed perjury was committed by several individuals.
87 Buffalo Soldier.
And you think there could be multiple indictments?
I think there'll be multiple defendants indicted.
Michael Moore is a former U.S. attorney and believes Willis could go further with racketeering charges against the former president and his allies.
It really allows her to talk about, as a prosecutor, everybody's dirty laundry and everybody's dirty conduct, and not just the dirty laundry maybe that the former president may have in his hamper right now.
If the former president.
Okay, if you're a lawyer with that accent, you contractually are obligated to say, well, I'm no big city lawyer now. Like, I'm sorry. I don't make the rules except for that rule I just made up. You have to do it. Like, I know, first of all, Atlanta is a big city. I know. But
Buffalo Soldier.
You know, you have to say that. Well, I ain't no big city lawyer. seems like a miscarriage of justice. I do declare. Here he is.
What do you do if your partners resisted to sign a prenuptial agreement? You have to explain the mutual benefits to each party. The intended purpose of the prenuptial is to protect existing and future.
Dude, what is happening with this guy? It's like terrifying.
The assets of each other. Remember, blood is blood. So you've got to think about it.
The only thing that's saving this guy, the only saving grace of a guy like this is that he's like, I'm almost certain that one of those guys is like secretly gay in the South, has probably a woman's name, and that just like makes him more human for a second. You know what I mean? Every other aspect of this is terrifying. Like I would look at this and be like, this is a vampire. Yeah, cameras are allowed in the court. Yes, it's a state court. Yeah, Georgia judge says cameras will be allowed in court if Trump is indicted. I am going to nut, dude. I need to pay my respects to the big, beautiful state of Georgia. I'm gonna be honest with you. I might have to go down there. Okay. I feel like it's giving me so much. I mean, it's just incredible. Georgia will give us a mugshot, and Georgia will give us a fully televised court proceeding. And I... also, this document outlining charges against Donald Trump was briefly published and then removed by the Fulton County GA District Attorney's Office according to Reuters.
Buffalo Soldier in the eye of American, founded in Africa.
It's actually rare that it's rare when courts don't allow.
Seaman baby in the eye of America.
Yo! Trump's lawyer said the episode was not a simple administrative mistake. Let's take a look. Why is his date of birth crossed out? That's weird.
Bro, what?
Charges: Trump, Donald John. Description:
violation
of Puerto Rico Racketeering Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. Level: serious felony. 5 charges of solicitation of a violation of oath by a public officer, also a felony. 9 charges of conspiracy to commit impersonating a public officer, also a felony. 11 charges of conspiracy to commit forgery in the first degree, also a felony. 13 charges of conspiracy to commit...
Bro, they always give us the hardest guys.
18 charges of conspiracy to commit filing false
Bro,
documents.
man, we always get the hardest guys, bro.
Forgery in the first degree. 19 charges of conspiracy to commit false statements in writing. 27 charges of filing false documents, which is also a felony. 28 charges of solicitation of violation of oath by a public officer. 29 charges for false statements and writings. Oh, okay, the numbers are page numbers. Okay, I was going to say, what the fuck? It seems like insane amount of times that he's done it. Like, how do you do this 38 times?
Progressively better.
This is fake. The DA came out and said it's fake. What? Why is Reuters covering it like as though it's real? Oh, the Reuters report that this charge was filed is inaccurate. Beyond that, we cannot comment. Beyond that, we cannot comment. Oh, okay. It is not real. It's not fake. It was found on the DA website. Okay. There's 2 different kinds of fake here. Fake is in some random person published this, or fake is in they accidentally published it, but it's not, the information is inaccurate. So that would imply that a lot of these charges probably are accurate. There most likely is additional charges or something that is not fully accurate in this. However, it did come from the DA's office according to Reuters. It did come from the Fulton County, Georgia court website, which briefly posted the document on Monday listing several criminal charges against former U.S. President Donald Trump that appeared to be related to his attempts to overturn his 2020 election and defeat in the state. Before taking the document down without explanation, it's probably not finalized, which is probably the reason why they said, oh, well, this is not accurate. The Reuters report that those charges were filed is inaccurate. Beyond that, we cannot comment. They said the grand jury is still taking witnesses, so was released early. Update on MSNBC, the Fulton County grand jury is still hearing from witness number 5. They were hearing from witness number 5 more than 2 hours ago. That's 5 out of the expected 10 witnesses. That was at 2:15, 30 minutes ago a day. So they are still doing the grand jury hearings, which means that, of course, they cannot file fucking charges before that. But it turns out it's not fake, it's just inaccurate. Remember, understand, that's an important distinction. Fake would imply that, like, they didn't post it, but they did actually post it. They did actually post it and then delete it.
President is charged and convicted here in Fulton County, and he's reelected. He could not pardon himself since this would be a state case rather than a federal one.
All right, Nicole, Jillian, thank you very much. Fulton County DA Adin Ross is expected to call multiple witnesses as she rolls out the 2020 election interference case and seeks charges against possibly more than a dozen people. What's key to understand this morning? The nature of this case and the potential legal risk for Donald Trump this time around, and how that might be different from his last 3 indictments because these are state charges in part. Stephen and Sarah Marie is live outside the courthouse. Sarah, all this activity that's happening inside.
I will be doing entourage for this because he raised up Fannie Willis so fucking hard when she was absolutely eviscerating YSL and Young Thug as a criminal organization, slapped him with the fucking fattest RICO charge of all time. DJ Academics routinely hyped her up to me in conversations. If he turns around and fucking shits on Fannie Willis now to defend Donald Trump, that's white supremacy. I'm sorry, 100%, that's white supremacy. There's no other way to talk about the situation. If you like Donald Trump and you think Fannie Willis is doing a great job arresting and hitting RICO charges on YSL in its entirety, but then turn around and shit on Fannie Willis and think it's messed up that you are prosecuting Donald Trump for some RICO, hitting Donald Trump and his entire operation with the RICO. If you have an issue with that, that's just white supremacy. Sorry, I haven't seen his statements on Fannie Willis as of late, but if I hear a peep from him that defends Donald Trump in this situation, I'm sorry, white supremacy.
Donald Trump is posting brand new attacks against someone who is one of his witnesses. What can you tell us about that?
That's right. And obviously what's going on in the courtroom today, the courthouse today, is a grand jury presentation, and that's being done under seal by the grand jury beginning to hear this case against Donald Trump and his allies today. As we pointed out, we confirmed that there's one witness who is there to testify today. Our colleagues at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution have spotted 2 other potential witnesses testifying today. And even though Donald Trump has insisted he did nothing wrong around his efforts to overturn the 2020 election in Georgia, he has been lashing out on his social media platform, including against one of the witnesses who's expected to testify before this grand jury tomorrow, former Georgia Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan. Donald Trump took to his social media account to say he's reading reports that the former Lieutenant Governor of Georgia, Jeff Duncan, will be testifying before the Fulton County grand jury. Trump goes on to say he shouldn't, and then he goes on to launch a number of other attacks against Duncan. Again, this grand jury presentation is expected to take up to 2 days, although of course
I don't get it. What's wrong? He had a perfect phone call, and now there's a perfect threat. A perfect phone call followed by a perfect tweet, or truth, or whatever the fuck they call it. It's so funny. Like, he can't stop further incriminating himself. There's literally another civil suit launched against him. After he lost the former defamation suit, he continued to defame that lady in New York on a CNN town hall. Like, it was right after the fucking defamation suit awarded, what was her name? I'm forgetting now. E. Jean Carroll. Thank you, Shatter. E. Jean Carroll successfully sued Trump for defamation. And I think it was a $5 million award. A day later, Trump is on a CNN town hall defaming her in the exact same capacity. It's awesome. He just can't stop himself. He's just like, I don't give a fuck.
We're going to be on high alert for any potential indictment announcements today. 4 tomorrow. And this is a sprawling case. This has been a 2.5-year investigation that was set off when Donald Trump made that phone call to Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger and pressed him to find the votes for Trump to win the state of Georgia. But it's gone on to include the fake electors scheme. It's gone on to include a harassment campaign against election workers, as well as a voting systems breach in rural Coffee County, Georgia.
All right, Sarah Murray, thank you for all of that. Appreciate it, John.
And just a reminder, Sarah, these were the election results in Georgia in 2020. This was the margin between the two candidates.
Wait, was it 11,799? Stop. Don't tell me it was 11,799. Why do I know that number? Why does that number, it's such a specific number? Why am I remembering that? Wait, what's one more from 11,779? What is a number that's one more than 11,779 votes? Oh, that's right, 11,780 votes. If only someone was stupid enough. If only someone was stupid enough to be on a fucking recorded phone call asking specifically the Secretary of State that he needs 11,780 votes in the state of Georgia. And then followed it up by just one more than we have right now, implying that you already understand how many votes that you do have. If only there was a perfectly captured moment in time that we all publicly knew about, like someone, Little Bear, please.
What up, bro?
The first time I heard this being covered in the news.
How are you?
It was around January 6th,
How are
not
you?
literally on January 6th. I lost my mind.
I think you invite
know
the
about
fucking
this
60 overall. Invite
One of
this
the most
dude.
shocking
Lucky.
parts about this was that it wasn't
Hey,
like
hey,
immediately
hey, get off that court.
criminally prosecuted, and I thought I was
Come
wrong
over
on
here.
that. When I heard this for the very first time,
No, we're gonna play with this guy.
when is the first time I heard the perfect phone call? I believe it was literally on January 6th, if not around that time, where I lost my mind. The first time I heard Donald Trump describe to Brad Roethlisberger that he needs 11,780 votes in his perfect phone call.
Joe Biden won by 11,779 votes. That was the
Hold
number that
on, bro.
Donald Trump called Brad Raffensperger and said, find me more votes than
There we go.
that. This trial is taking place, or this grand jury, these hearings are taking place.
Let's get it.
That is where Atlanta is. And very briefly,
Let's do it.
Use that? Oh, I can do this, but not like halfway there. I'm like,
Oh yeah?
timestamp in the description.
Oh yeah?
Oh,
Oh yeah?
wait, what is the full Trump phone call leak? They leaked the full one? That's crazy. Okay, so I didn't even know the full one leaked, dude. Are you guys new here? Why are you trying to derail? Okay, let's invite the Normans. Let's invite the Normans into our home. Okay, I will be doing some topics. Obviously, the first runoffs are happening and shit. So, daycare is open. I will be covering the GA runoffs that are heating up. Isn't that wonderful? Nothing's changed at all. If he farts
DeSantis. Dismantle.
Okay, dude.
Dismantle.
career. I just don't. The ceiling's not that high on it, you know. So it doesn't make sense for fans to follow along. There's nothing intriguing there. Completely missed the boat on that. I thought UFC did. And the producers who did it, probably the same producers that put Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor in the ice bath for 2 hours, almost killed both of them.
That's one of the events.
Dana was not happy. But this card overall, great card, especially the main card. All of it's good. Andre Petrosky on the prelims. Austin Halbert on the prelims. Gregory Rodriguez. Is Weidman, I assume 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Weidman kicks off the main card.
Let's go to the actual UFC website and see.
UFC website still has freaking.
I know, that's why I feel like I don't know if it has their website, but sometimes.
You think at the level that they're at, people would update the website. Still have Cody Garbrandt on there. It does. Are you on main card? When you click on go down to
usually it'll show prelims and.
Oh, this one just says.
It doesn't. It just goes straight.
I would assume because look, 1, 2, 3.
And this one.
Yeah, doesn't count. 4, 5. Yeah, Weidman kicks off the main card. So we start there. You got Weidman, Brad Tavares. Both falling on tougher times. Chris Weidman's been out for a hot second. I think win, lose, or draw. This is Weidman's last fight. I think he just wants to go out on a high note. Click on his last few fights, Chin. So he's coming off the Uriah Hall leg injury. No one really comes back at full health off this horrible leg injury. He's fallen some tough times, man. He's lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of those last 8 in this leg injury. So I assume him coming back is just him, you know, proving to himself. You don't want to end on that note with that horrible leg injury because he had a win before that. Man, I like the matchups, especially against Brad Tavares. There's a reason he's a dog though, but I'm assuming because he's coming off, and Brad's coming off 2 losses, you know? And he's lost 4 out of last 6. He's fought some tough guys though, man. Really tough guys. He went to a decision with Duplessis, who's no punk, actually, we've learned that. Then obviously he lost to Izzy, lost to Shabazian, Duplessis, Bruno Silva. Tough guys. You can see why Brad Tavares is our favorite. They just don't handle the walls though. He's fought everybody. It's tough not to root for Weidman coming off this leg injury. But Weidman also said he wants to spend more time at home with his kids and just kind of be present, be a dad. So we'll see, man. But that's a good fight. 100% that's a good fight. Yeah, so to kick off the main card, I will take Chris Weidman. I refuse to bet against Chris Weidman, even though I love Brad Tavares. I'll take Chris Weidman via TKO. He's a big dog for a reason, but how can you bet against Chris Weidman, All-American Weidman?
And his comeback from that.
Yeah, you just want to see him do well. I don't see either of those guys lose, but I'm going to take Chris Weidman just because it's Chris Weidman. Cheeto, Pedro Munoz, love both these guys. I think it's by far the best stylistic fight on the main card. Probably your fight of the night. Cheeto needs this win to stay in the hunt for the title as well. There's big implications across the board with this. Let me see Pedro, Chin. Come off that win against Chris Gutierrez, the Sean O'Malley fight, Donald Cruz, lost Jose Aldo, lost French, lost Aljo already. I'll take Cheeto. I think Cheeto gets done with his reach and his striking. Definitely needs to avoid going to the ground with him in that guillotine of Pedro's. I'll take Cheeto. I think it's done via TKO. Remember too, it's a 3-round fight, so Cheeto might come out with a banshee, so he's so slow lately. And then one of my other favorite matchups on the card, you got Ian Machado Gary versus Neil Magny. You know, not a. I think it's a good fight for if you're a big Ian Gary fan, who is kind of the pride of Ireland, right? He's the next hope after the Conor McGregor fiasco. He's kind of the next man in line. Has all the skills to get it done, especially what he did, how well he performed in that Daniel Rodriguez fight. Neil's my boy, but I will say this. You know, Neil taking on short notice, cardio's never his thing, he can go for days. It's just kind of a perfect matchup for Ian Gary to showcase his skill set. I think he can get it done via knockout, which is easier said than done. Not a lot of guys knock out Neil Magny at all. Neil Magny's kind of big thing is he's susceptible to getting submitted. Whenever he fights a high-level jiu-jitsu guy, he always loses. Now, when he comes to getting knocked out, Ponzinibbio did it. Outside that, it's tough to land. It's very tough to land. Now, you could see Ian Gary kind of implement the Lawrence Larkin offense here, where he is very aggressive. Neil does fight off his back foot, so you gotta get into the cage. Ian Gary has a skill set to get that done. I think you're gonna get a very Lawrence Larkin performance.
Oh my God! Why did he pass?
Neil Magny, he usually outpoints him, stays on his back foot, can switch with cage really well. Cardio for a freaking day, we're calling the Gazelle. But
Supposed to freaking 99. You're supposed to take it, bro.
Done. Moves up in the
Oh
rankings,
my
and he's
God.
off to the races, man. He gets a big knockout here. I do think he's going to be the talk of the town after this fight. If Ian Gary can go out and perform like he does, and I'm big on Ian Gary. He is a straight stud, great skill set. So I think Neil's ranked 11 right now. So for Ian Gary, I think if he gets a highlight KO, it will get in the top 10. Yeah, Neil's 11. So this would be a big win for him. Yeah, he's 13. Jack JDM's 14. There's some young bucks in there. Got Shavkat up there. Wonder Boy still not have a fight yet. I'm sure you have that in the current events as far as they're not getting paid. But I would have liked if he gave me the keys to the arena. I would have done Gary versus Wonder Boy. That would have really catapulted him up.
Fuck! I sold, bro. I fucking sold.
I bet we see that.
I fucking sold.
Early next year. So yeah, I'll take. Unfortunately, I'm betting with my guys here, but unfortunately, I'll take.
I fucking sold, bro.
Top of the town. I think he's gonna be the MVP of the card. You have Zhang Weili versus Amanda Lemos. You know, it's not long ago Lemos lost, in 2020? Was that 20 or 21? She got kind of dismantled by Jessica Andrade. You know, her jiu-jitsu game is suspect. Her advantage would be her power and her boxing over Weili, but I do think Weili she's just a better fighter overall. Her skill set is way more diverse. I think Weili is going to be smart. I think she uses her offensive wrestling, gets her down, and I think she gets her out in the first 2 rounds. The good thing is this whole main card is not going to be a boring decision card in any facet. Every fight's set up to be pretty freaking exciting. Starting with Weidman, Tavares, that's going to be a war. Cheeto, Pedro is probably my fight of the night. Ian Gary, Neil Magny, I think Gary gets a highlight KO. Weili, Amanda Lemos, you're going to get a good fight out of Weili there. I think she's going to be pretty aggressive and get Amanda down. Amanda could win. She has enough power to land one shot and knock Weili out, but Weili only loses to one person only, and her name's Rose. Outside that, she beats the brakes off the game.
Hold on, bro. 2v2.
Weili, she's a big favorite, so that's no surprise there. Then your main event, Aljo versus Sugar Sean O'Malley. Listen, Aljo's a bad matchup for everybody. You know, you'll hear around other people do what I do in the business. It's a nightmare matchup for Sugar Sean. Aljo's a nightmare.
Hold on, bro. Let me invite this guy.
Since when changed? Well, he hasn't lost since 2018, and he's had some fights, man. 2017. Oh, when he got head kicked by Marlon Moraes. Since then, though, he's beat everybody. And I think, too, now what makes Aljo special is he knows what he's good at. When he gets your back, he wears you like a backpack. There's nobody better in the history of the UFC that once they get your back can, strand you unconscious with a rear naked choke. That's where Aljo excels there. I do think, again, he's a bad matchup for everybody. It's not a knock on Sugar. But when you compare what these guys do great, right? Obviously, Sugar has such an advantage. Sugar and sauce. Significant advantage when it comes to grappling, the wrestling, being big fights, beating better opponents. The knock on Sugar is his opponents, right? A lot of his wins, those guys aren't in the UFC anymore. One of those guys hasn't fought since he lost to Sugar. And then with Sugar, the time he has fought tough opponents in Cheeto, he did lose that fight. Controversially, he lost that fight. And then when he finally got to Pedro Munoz, he had the accidental eye poke, so we don't know. And then when he stepped up to the big plate against Peter Yan, stylistically in the top 3 was the best matchup for him. And I thought he did beat Peter Yan. Straight up, I thought he beat Peter Yan. I think that shut up a lot of the haters that have that knockdown. Sure, that isn't beating anybody, he can't compete at the highest level. Beat Peter Yan, man. And when it was prime Peter Yan, like he beat a damn good Peter Yan. Peter hasn't been the same since. So I think Sugar is undervalued. I think people, you know, the knock on him is the UFC wants him to be champion, so they give him the easy path. Let me clear all this up. Yes, the UFC does give certain guys passes because, you know, Sugar is a huge name. It comes with a massive younger audience, and it is an advantage to the UFC if he becomes champion. UFC can only do so much. When eventually you're going to have to fight guys like Aljo or Peter Yan. If you don't pass the test, they can't. There's nothing to do. Now, getting to that point, can the UFC accelerate your path to get to the title shot or get to the top 5? Of course. They did it with Alex Pereira, but paid off. The guy's a savage. You do not want to see him fight. He's a massive name. In the light heavyweight, he fights Yan, former champ, beats him. Nice fight for a title. Are you mad at it? I'm not. Now, did he take the same path of resistance as a Tony Ferguson or you know, some of these other guys, a Dustin Poirier, you know, a Max Holloway who's fought everybody, a Chito Vera strength of schedule is pretty damn good. You know, you look at all these guys that, you know, Pedro Munoz fought everybody. You know, it's just the UFC can only do so much. Where at the end of the day, you have to be able to beat these guys that aren't perfect matchups. And Peter Yan was not a perfect matchup for Sugar, and Sugar passed that test. So I get where the haters will push back and go, oh, he hasn't fought anybody. He has. He fought Peter Yan, he beat him. So that doesn't work here. Aljo's a nightmare of a matchup. He is, but he's a nightmare for everybody in the division. So there's that. And, you know, would the UFC want Sugar to win this fight? Of course. He's a massive star. If he wins this makes him even bigger. There's nothing the UFC can do Saturday night. There's nothing they do to increase his grappling capabilities against Aljo. And even if he was a good grappler,
Patreon, and it's the best thing on earth.
It's the best thing on earth.
I'll tell you why. Because if you don't sign up for it, you're missing out on life itself. We have funnier content.
We have way funnier content than the episode itself on Patreon.
Today was a baller.
It was baller, baby.
Yeah.
Here's what you're going to get.
Out of pocket.
When you sign up for...
No. On to my volume. What's going on?
All right, I'll give you a bet.
Oh, there we go.
Man, I'll give you Batman.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Carlos is what? Alfred?
Yeah, for sure.
Slave.
I don't know. I kind of
Doesn't
like.
do anything.
I love Alfred. I think Pete is closer to Alfred.
Pete's closer to Alfred.
Yeah,
right.
Carlos is a little bit closer to like the Penguin.
Right. Carlos is definitely Penguin.
Yeah.
You are Poison Ivy?
That's Poison Ivy.
Or Catwoman?
No, that's Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy. Yeah. You have more of a hippie vibe.
You know what Pete is actually? Pete is what was Schwarzenegger's? Remember Ice? What was it?
Iceman.
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Bobby's
welcome back.
healthy.
Hello.
You're back off the road, headlining Jet Ski Johnson. We're back in the studio, man. Look at this. We're all back together.
I love it.
A family,
Together.
a team.
How was the shows?
Amazing.
Sold out?
Sold out. The people were great, and Vegas was
baby.
wild.
Wait. You played Wise Guys?
Played Wise Guys.
One night?
It was my first weekend. I did Thursday in Salt Lake City, Friday, Saturday, Vegas.
Okay, so Thursday you did one show?
Mm-hmm. All one.
At Wise Guys?
Yeah.
Okay, you sold that out?
Very close each night.
It's either a seller or not.
Just say yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. Friday.
Yeah.
Sold out. Everything sold out.
Sold out.
Sold out.
Great. Cool.
They even sold out the sold out sign. Sold out. Somebody bought it.
Oh, somebody bought that part?
Yeah, that's what happens.
God.
Seinfeld was in town too, but
Yeah.
Can you believe Jesse's across the street?
it was crazy. And Vegas was wild.
It's different without us, though, no?
Oh yeah, it's a lot lonelier, but I worked a lot harder.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
The first night I was pretty nervous, and I like just remembering all my jokes, but I was more nervous like flying alone.
Yeah. Because we were there to comfort her.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When she used to fly, we'd fly with her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Congratulations.
Speaking of flying, man.
Uh-oh.
The government just admitted that we have UFOs, legit. Like legit, it's over.
Yeah, not
Wrap it up, dude.
and shit, right?
Yeah. What government?
Look it up. It's your government.
The only one that matters.
What administration? Biden or Trump? Because I only trust Trump.
Rand Paul's. Remember Rand Paul? That's kind of his thing.
Oh, I like him.
Yeah, we love that guy.
Yeah.
No, dude, the government, Tea Party. No, they literally admitted. Dude, look it up, right? Didn't they admit to saying that we have contact with aliens? Is that what it was? And they showed.
They have physical contact. Dude, like, hello, I'm John.
Well, they didn't say hello. Is that Ibargopa?
Yeah. Hello. Hi, I'm John. What's your name? Idiacopa.
Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola's nephew.
yeah.
Alien.
I direct up there too. Space Father.
They said that we have contact. Whistleblower tells Congress the U.S. is concealing multi-decade program that captures UFOs.
Wait, whistleblower tells... Like, who's this whistleblower?
Someone that worked...
Yeah, but who knows who that is?
What do you mean?
Who's the whistleblower? What if it was me?
No, I saw him. He's a white guy.
It's a white guy.
Yeah.
We gotta trust him.
Yeah.
Oh, if it's a white guy you trust?
Yeah.
He's like tall too.
What, have you learned nothing about this country?
Oh, white people tell the truth. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
They never lie.
No, but they basically said that we got contact with these people. That we've been going up, that we've been talking to them for a long time. Multi-decade.
Doc was right.
Doc was right the whole time.
I gotta apologize.
Yeah, man, I told y'all, man, that was crazy, man. Y'all thought I was on wine. I was telling y'all the truth. It's insane how true it did come to be.
And we captured them. What does that mean?
That we've got them somewhere. I gotta believe that we have one somewhere. 4 shocking moments from Congress UFO hearing. Non-human pilots to possible contact with aliens. Come on, dude.
What do you mean?
You don't buy it?
I don't buy it.
Dude, this is every valid news source is talking about this.
If I see an alien, right?
Yeah.
What's his name? Idiacopola.
Idiacopola.
If I see a photo of Idiacopola, right?
Yeah.
Going hello, and a photo.
You can't take pictures of them.
Why?
You can't.
They're translucent.
Yes, you can't capture them.
Or they're
on
like
film.
your dick.
See-through.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is real, dude. Look, they made contact with extraterrestrial life. Grush personally interviewed people with direct knowledge of non-human origin craft. So he personally spoke with people that have been on non-human origin crafts.
What was the, let's say you captured me.
Yeah.
I'm an alien. I'm Idiacopola.
That's kind of what this show is, isn't it?
Yeah. And what's the first questions you would ask? Hello.
Well, hi. Hi.
Idia Coppola.
Hi, Idia Coppola. Where are you
What
from?
is your name?
My name is Pete.
Pete.
Sorry, my name is George Kimmel.
Yeah.
If you're trying to kill anybody that please go after the Kimmel family. What's the first question I would ask you? Where are you from?
Cleveland.
You're from Cleveland, Ohio.
You caught me, no.
Where are you from?
I'm from Abriapapap.
Abriapapap.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get here?
It took me 3,000 light years, 2 seconds, 0.5.
And we must have a different numbering system, I feel like.
We do.
Yeah.
It's in metrics.
Oh, that's the, well, British.
We do it in metrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do seem British.
Bye.
Bye.
Gone. I would ask like this. You be somebody.
Wait, who are these guys?
Hello, my name is Professor. This is my scientist. You say your name?
Hi, I'm Dr. Clavorian, and we're researching
Dr. Kevorkian.
Kevorkian.
Oh, then let's get this thing over with.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Excuse me. What's your name?
Boskok.
Boskok?
Boskok. Boskok.
We caught a mafia alien guy.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what he is. Yeah. Boskok, are you going to have us whacked?
Oh, maybe you.
They just kept some Italian guy.
you keep that attitude up.
So, all right, let's go.
I mean, truly, the best example of this was with Men in Black when they took the bodies of humans. You know they're doing this. You know that they took the bodies.
Shapeshifter.
Remember the woman on the plane like 2 weeks ago that's like, that motherfucker's not
I
real.
saw that. Yeah.
All right. Did she see what she wasn't supposed to see? It was a guy in a hoodie. I saw a testimonial from a guy that was on the flight who said he saw her talking to a guy with his hoodie up who didn't speak, who acted as if he didn't speak to her once, but they communicated telepathically.
Like The Shining?
For like 5 minutes straight.
Whoa.
So she thought, I don't exactly know what's going on. She thought she saw somebody in the back.
She spoke to a person who had a hoodie on, was bent down, and she said it wasn't real. He wasn't real.
She said, that motherfucker's not
real. This distressed woman had a meltdown on a plane saying there was a passenger that was there that wasn't there. She wants off the plane.
Wait, so there's a guy, but was he really there? There's some skater kid in a hoodie going...
Apparently, there was a guy that was there.
And he's like, whoa, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. They haven't spoken to this guy. This guy hasn't come forward. You know why?
Why?
Because that motherfucker's not real.
Oh, fucking blowing my mind.
Told you, dude.
Fucking blowing my
Why don't they have an interview with him? Because he's not real.
Whoa, dude.
Can I say something? You know when people get yellow... Ugh, sorry.
Okay.
I don't know what that was.
Wait, stop.
I am so
sorry. No, honestly. You were...
Well, people...
Just stop.
Sorry.
You were thinking one thing.
Yeah.
You weren't looking at me.
I know.
Then you looked right at me, and then you said yellow.
Yeah, I did.
That was weird.
I was going to say when people get sick, they turn green and yellow.
When people get sick, red.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
Yeah. When people get sick, they turn yellow and green, right? Don't they say like you're turning green or turning...
Oh, yeah.
You look the same.
So you wouldn't know if I was being nauseous or anything.
Right. How would I know you're nauseous?
That's such a good point.
You could throw up just regular.
Exactly. No warning.
Did you throw up the last couple of days?
No.
No bathroom trouble?
No. I stopped picking the boogers in my left nostril, though.
That's kind of nice.
You know why?
Why?
It would, if I picked even a little booger, it would gush out blood.
Oh.
Oh.
Were you dry? Was your nose dry? Were you just
always dry?
Drink some water and put some Afrin up there.
I don't know. But anyway,
you were just bleeding out of your nose all day?
My left nostril, yeah.
Let me see. Lift up. It looks good.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Yeah.
Well, it's stuffy.
How was this COVID versus the other one?
Do I rank them?
Yeah, you rank them. We got. If we're gonna keep getting them, we should keep ranking them.
I think it was the second worst.
Really?
The first time I got it was the worst. This was second worst.
Give it to me out of 10. How many out of 10?
I've only had COVID 3 times.
4. You've had it 4 times.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is your 4th time.
There's
my
the
4th
memory
time.
loss.
Yeah, there's the memory fog. Shit.
Holy shit. Yeah, you're right. So out of the 4 times?
Yeah, out of the 4 times. What does this rank?
Second worst, I said.
Second worst number out of 10. Pain out of 10.
Oh, I mean, dude, the fucking Monday night was... Monday and Tuesday, I don't even remember.
Night sweats?
I'm going.
Night fever.
Oh, you had bad
fever dreams, night fever.
Oh, give us a fever dream.
I didn't really recall what they are.
Yeah, you don't remember them.
It's just the feeling of horror every dream.
I had a nightmare the other night. I kept chasing somebody who I didn't really know who it was from room to room to room. Like they were like, come on, come on, come on. And I was trying to get into another room, and then I get in another room and it'd be a totally different place. And they were like, come on. And I'd follow them into 50 rooms, and I could never get to them or get to where I needed to go.
Did you consider that a nightmare?
It was kind of anxiety-inducing. I mean, it's got to be a metaphor. Jesse, go ahead. What is it?
You wouldn't like it, though.
What?
All that running. What?
Yes.
We scooter together.
Yeah, you guys do.
Anyway.
What are you implying, though?
That you hate running.
I think there's more in that implication.
No, you dislike exercise.
Take it to the next level.
I can't wait to see you in a Rascal one day.
Yeah. I'm fat.
No, when you were talking about being fat
Listen to
man,
me.
I was going to make a joke calling you fat
one.
man, but I didn't.
Am I fat?
No.
Okay.
Actually, you look pretty good.
Yeah, you look good now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't think you're fat.
Appreciate it.
The sickness did it.
Oh, you think so?
I think it got you back in shape.
Yeah, but I need...
Let's get you COVID every quarter.
I think about it.
Imagine, that's a new trainer's model. He's like, listen, lick a pole, get sick once a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That way you don't have to eat less. You just, you'll get sick and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Lose a couple pounds.
Yeah, I just watched reruns and stuff. It was fine. I saw a bunch of X-Files again. And I saw Cold Cases, and that's it.
Did we watch Barbie?
No, not yet.
No.
None of us.
I want to see it, though.
I don't.
I don't think I will. I want to.
I don't think I'm gonna. I think I was gonna go, and then I saw how many tickets they sold.
They're good?
Do you know how much money Barbie's made? Pull up Box Office Mojo. This is gonna blow your fucking mind. It's crushing Oppenheimer.
It is.
Which speaks volumes.
Yeah.
That tells you, if you really want to know where society is at right now, go ahead and look at the differences of Barbie and Oppenheimer. Barbie's made $700 million worldwide.
Oh,
$774 million worldwide.
Oh my God.
They're going to clear $1 billion.
Wow.
Without a doubt. Do Oppenheimer. What have they made so far worldwide? $400 million. It's crushing it by $300 million.
Yeah, well, we already know what happens in Oppenheimer.
No, we don't.
We don't know what happens in Barbie.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
I just don't. I mean, the colors, I think.
Ken gets a dick at some point in Barbie.
Oh, no spoilers, please.
Sorry, okay.
He doesn't have, what happened to it?
Ken doesn't have a dick. Have you ever seen a Ken doll? They have no dick.
Yeah, it's just like a triangle.
It's just a slope. It's the same as Barbie.
What do you mean?
It's gender neutral.
Oh, if you pull down its little panties.
Well, I got panties.
I don't know if Ken wore panties. But you know what?
Whatever.
New age Ken.
Whatever he has.
He probably does.
Yeah.
Did you have Barbies as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
I had mannequins, though.
Whoa, a big Barbie.
Well, because my parents owned a clothing
the
store.
store. That's so creepy. Did you talk to them?
No, but you know, remember I got in trouble? Well, because my dad goes, how come? Because so there was these broken mannequins, right, in the storage room upstairs in one of my dad's stores. And I remember, we were there all day, my brother and I. And then one day my dad just goes, "Why upstairs, mannequin, huh? Why hole?" And my brother and I, what are you talking about? Right? The hole! The hole I should say. You know what I mean? Big hole in.
Not a big hole.
No, yeah, but I think what happened was we tried to do it, but it's like the kind of material it was, we did it too hard.
Yeah.
It shattered.
It's plastic.
Yeah. My brother and I were just like, what? Pop, pop, pop. Like we're working on a railroad, just tap, tap, right? And it's shattered. Get the next one, you know what I mean? Pop, pop. But I think we tried. Yeah.
I know you did.
Yeah.
You're a good kid.
I'm a good kid. I am.
You are a good kid.
I'm one of the best.
You're probably the best kid.
But when I was, the baby, did I tell you what happened to when I was a baby, though? My parents owned a wig store.
I want to play with that.
Downtown San Diego.
Yeah.
And there's a crib. They put my crib in the mannequin, because in wig stores they don't have the body; it's just mannequin heads.
Yeah.
But all the broken ones, right? They put 100 of them on these shelves in this room. But my carriage was in the middle of this fucking room.
That's why you turned out.
So as a baby, I would look up, and there was 100. It was like some sort of, Star Wars Senate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Watching over you.
Watching over me. I don't know what was I thinking. As a baby,
what were you thinking? That these are all my protectors? That's why you have a God complex. You assume that your parents left you with hundreds of people to watch over you.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Special little boy.
I'm special.
Oh, my.
I think it fucked me up, Dad.
Really?
Yeah, because he had no bodies.
Oh, you have a disconnect to the... Oh, right.
You know what I mean? There's just floating heads above me.
Do you think you see people as floating heads? Like when you see Liz, you just see a floating head and not a body?
Yeah.
Wow.
That explains a lot.
That does.
Yeah.
Disconnect from the person.
But yeah, what a horrifying way to,
To grow up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frightening.
The first year.
But maybe you got comfortable in front of audiences. It's kind of like a lot of
That could
people
have
watching
been it.
you.
Really, be honest with you, I was never afraid of audiences.
Yeah, because people were always looking at you.
Whoa.
Wow.
Do you see the guy? There's a guy. Show him the guy that turned into a dog. Do you know this guy?
I saw that. It's so weird.
You don't know about
I'd
this?
love to see Asian dogs.
This man spent 14 grand to turn himself into a border collie. He goes by Toko. Isn't that your nickname for you? Don't you call yourself Toko sometimes?
My penis is Toki.
Toki, yeah. Pretty close.
Dog dick.
Toki the dum dum.
Wait, if you go to the, I don't know if you really want to see it, but if you search for it on Instagram, you'll see the video of him walking.
There it is.
Okay, here we go.
Look at him roll over.
Whoa. Carlos.
And they had to put Asian music behind it. There he's getting pet.
It's so weird, dude.
Do you know what's amazing?
What? I want one.
You want a Japanese guy dressed as a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we buy one?
We gotta get one of these.
By the way, how funny is this? Imagine this wasn't this guy on his own admission. This white girl was like, the only way I'll be with you is if you turn into a dog.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't want it.
And she's cute too, huh?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
This is weird, but it's not sexualized. There's no fetish part of it. He just wants to be a dog.
So cute.
That's so crazy.
Somebody likes eating shit.
That is so crazy.
He waves. That's not real. That's not what dogs do.
Yeah. But for real, that's not real.
Like,
yeah.
There's a human being in a costume.
Oh, no, that's him for life. That's him.
He never gets out of that?
Can't. It's permanent.
That's not true. You said he goes to work.
Huh?
You said he goes to work without the...
As a dog.
He shows up with a suit? Or
he works at PetSmart. Yeah, he just...
Oh,
yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Walks around, right.
Yo, by the way, a dog in a suit, so cute.
Yeah.
And he meets other dogs.
So you mean, what if I had to transform into... Am I a human version of an animal, or do I...
It's like this. You have to transform into something else.
I know. My point is that if I say cricket, will I go this small?
You'd have to.
Okay.
Duh.
Okay.
Duh.
You still have my mind?
Yeah, the laws of the universe exist. This guy still is this guy.
Whoever that guy is.
Yeah.
Right. So if I think I would probably, and this is
Let me say it on the count of three. Let's say it. 1, 2, 3.
So this could be Jim Harbaugh's last year in Michigan. This type of dispute and pushing more chips into the middle of the table and having this knockdown drag out with the NCAA, I think this could be it for Jim Harbaugh and back to the NFL after this season. Why put up with this headache?
Yeah.
I don't understand why any coach that would have an opportunity. The NFL is just a better coaching environment. You don't have to go.
Yeah.
You don't have to play with these Mickey Mouse rules. If all the players are getting paid, I would rather be dealing with 25 and 26-year-old players that are getting paid than 19 and 20-year-old players who are getting paid.
Jason, I don't disagree with you on that, but here's the thing. When you are a really good coach, which Harbaugh is, you run that fiefdom. You are the king. You're the judge and jury. You're the president. You're the dictator, and he likes that. And Jim has a way of wearing out his welcome, okay? And as someone that really likes college football and prefers it to the league that plays on Sunday, we need Harbaugh. We need personalities. I mean, he is a Michigan guy. He's an oddball. But when I think of Michigan now, I think of those funny-looking helmets and khakis. And then they have this coach that drinks milk. And he's kind of this iconoclastic character, but he's also very good. I really believe that his mission is to win a national title at that school. And then he can go. And then he's done his job. Now, he's been to the playoffs twice in a row. Jason, if you look at this Wolverine squad, it's loaded. It's the best one that he's had. They've got a first-round quarterback that people are projecting in J.J. McCarthy, two-headed monster at running back, and they recruited well, and now he's turned the tide in that Ohio State rivalry. So what is the next step, or the last frontier? Win a playoff game or two and topple Georgia. He does that, and he leaves the National Football League. I'm good with it. But I hope that, you know, an industry, which is college football, which is losing its identity and its uniqueness, that we don't lose guys like Harbaugh, because he stands out. He's a true personality. Not everyone likes him. He could rub people the wrong way. But you know what, though, Jason? That's part of the allure. But when he leaves, yes, we'll say it, Brady Hoke can come back to Michigan just to make you happy.
Come back, kid.
That would be awesome. Don't tease me with anything like that. Please don't. I would, because I love Michigan. I could tolerate Jim Harbaugh, but it would be a lot better if Brady Hoke was the head coach. All right, hey, listen, I want to move on to my favorite topic I want to discuss with you. It's the pandering that is now going on, that's become this popular thing in football now. Mike Vrabel was first in, and then now Lane Kiffin has jumped in. Mike Vrabel, the Titans head coach, made his assistant head coach, I believe Terrell Williams, the honorary or the head coach for a preseason game. Let's watch Mike Vrabel talk about it.
You know, he kind of mentioned something about 2 weeks ago. He said, hey, we're going to expand on this role kind of in passing. And it's like, okay. And then maybe about a week ago, he said, I want you to take over and run the team for this football game. And I was excited, obviously. I mean, just to be in front of the group and take control of everything, I think it's a big honor. And I think Mike Vrabel deserves a lot of credit. All right, he deserves a lot of credit, not just for doing this for me, but I think around the league, hopefully more coaches will give assistant coaches opportunities to do this, because there's you got all these different programs, but there's nothing more better than actually getting the experience, and I think he deserves a lot of credit for doing it.
All right, so I introduced that wrong. Obviously, that was Terrell Williams talking about Mike Vrabel.
Family Guy, Family Guy. Henry. Count Steve.
If you see what the IRS has in their computer system on you.
They're going to say, catch me when I die, nigga. Catch me when I die. All right. Where are we at here? Yeah, Yuri. Listen to what Steve just told you. Keep yourself out of jail. Shout out to the IRS for gifting 10 YouTube memberships. Yeah, he's watching. YouTube, IRS is in the chat right now. RP Josh, I have a cleaning business and a painting business with my brothers-in-law. They are from Venezuela. I can't have an LLC taxed as an S corp, so should I leave it as a LLC or a C corp?
Now, see the thing with when you go to S corp, there's one nuance: is you can't have any foreign members. So I don't know if they're U.S. citizens or not, a resident, but that's the thing. It's like, so you'd have to, whoever the person is that's going to be ultimately in the form the S corp, you can't have a foreign resident or foreign individual on there.
Why does he just? How about if he just does S corp by himself and pay them out as 1099?
Yeah.
There you go, my friend.
Yep.
That's probably the best way. Do the S corp, get the tax benefit, and then pay them off from a 1099 perspective.
Yeah, that's what exactly.
Cool. Have a high 5 fig a month online business. Our LLC is currently set up in Delaware with a registered agent. Now we're looking to set up in the UAE free zone. Any tips registering internationally while living in the United States?
Yeah, no, I don't. Sorry, this is strictly U.S. tax code.
Yeah, guys, and we're gonna. Okay, there's a lot of questions here.
Up.
Yeah, well, guys, we're gonna have to bump it up to 50 and up for questions. But I will read the ones that came in. Let's see here. Aaron M. Angus, hey, FNF, I'm just tuning in. I love what I'm hearing so far. Are you guys also going to cover business credit card today while Steve is here? No, but we will cover that on another episode because we knew that we would have a lot of certain time free. I knew you guys were going to have a bunch of questions. So we kind of gave the sauce, and then now we're answering questions. But we will do a business credit card episode either next Monday or the Monday after that. We're debating whether we're going to do travel credit cards first or business credit cards first for 2023.
Probably travel.
You know what? Mo, do a quick poll in the chat. See what they want. on YouTube. Do a quick poll: business credit card or travel credit card first, and then that'll be what we cover next Monday. Okay, so what else do we got here?
Like in my early 20s, I started a business with my brother.
It's like that. Today's the day to ask these questions. So going back to the LLC, so you do it within a year, sometimes up to 2 if you have certain things in place. So why is it so important to switch over to an S Corp from that initial LLC that they create?
Great question. So because when, so first off, let me skip back just a second. The LLC for rental property is okay. Because they construe that as passive income. So that's not subject to self-employment tax.
Okay.
Okay. So those are okay because you're going to have a special schedule on your 1040. We don't need to file an S corp return. We just put the rental income, rental expenses.
So having a real estate property under an LLC is appropriate. However, when we're talking about an S corp, an actual business, different.
Right. So now that's where if you don't make the S corp election, you have to put all of that business activity, the income and all the business expenses and the profit right inside of your 1040 on a Schedule C form. And I think we had a show and we talked about this. That's the #1 audited form in the entire IRS. That's the one that probably 75% of people that get their 1040 audited.
And what is a 1040 form?
1040 is your personal income tax return that everybody that has a job and you get, you're making over a certain amount, that you have to report your income on a form 1040. Okay, so if you have a side hustle and it's an LLC and you didn't make it an S corp, then you have to put your business activity in your 1040 on a certain schedule called a Schedule C, and that schedule is the most audited schedule. It's like out of all of the forms that get audited, now yours is the #1. Yeah, I detest it. Like everybody that does it, like you need like some people are like well past the time limit to do an S corp election, and I make them form a new corporation with a brand new name, with a brand new EIN number, open up a brand new, and it's a pain in the ass, but I'm like, listen, you're going to thank me for this later because you need to file a separate form.
Gotcha. So if they don't, let's say they stick with that LLC and they have their business and they have their W-2 job, that LLC income now has to be put in their 1040, which they're also earning income from their job, and that can mess them up.
Correct.
So you're basically putting both of your income streams on one form that shouldn't be put for 2 different income streams, and that form is the most audited by the IRS.
Correct. There's 2 departments of they call it they don't even call it auditing, they call it examination. So there's 2 examination departments. One that is in charge of auditing personal income tax returns, which are the 1040s, and with that comes the Schedule C in there. So that gives them jurisdiction over your business. I've had people come into my office with like their top line for gross revenue was over $1 million. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're filing this on your personal return? So now you have a guy auditing a pretty good sized company that really doesn't have a lot of experience in the IRS, and they're going through everything, and they could turn your world upside down.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you see what I mean?
Yo, where are y'all gonna get sauce like this anywhere else, bro? You would have to bring an actual real and here's the other thing, a lot of accountants aren't gonna share this with y'all. They might not know this stuff. Like, this is a big mistake that a lot of people do. They start off a business, it does really well, or maybe even they make an extra $30,000, $40,000 a year. Well, guess what? It gets put on your personal tax return with your regular job, and that is the most audited form. And then they're like, yo, what the hell? You got all this extra income, what's going on? And then next thing you know, bam, you're getting audited. Because they don't look at it like it's a business, right? They look at it like this is, wait, you're making more money now. What's going on here? Right.
And if you don't know, you don't know. It's funny because when I spoke to Steve for the first time, I was like, Steve, please, I don't want to end up like Wesley Snipes. Please save me, bro.
And stuff like this will literally jam you up. So that's the importance of switching over to the S Corp. So when they switch over to the S Corp, what does that basically do for them? It separates that business?
So it does 2 things. So one of the greatest, obviously, it's a tax savings, and it's very significant. So when you obviously now you're taking that S Corp and you're having to file a separate return. So now you return it's going to be an 1120S. That's what it's called. These are the form numbers. You guys can write that down and look it up. But that's where you instead of doing the Schedule C on a 1040, now you move that over to its own tax return, and you file. Now that goes to the business side of the examination of the IRS. Those 2 shall never meet. They don't even communicate with each other. It's 2 separate departments.
Gotcha.
You being the government guy, you know how important that is.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where you divide and conquer. And
because instead of making, let's say you make an extra 100 grand with your business, right? You're gonna be a big fish in a small pond, putting it in a 1040 in your 1040, right?
Right.
And then it's gonna be audited to fucking hell.
Right.
Versus you put it in and you file it as a separate business.
Right.
Now you're a small fish in a big pond because there's a bunch of other businesses that are getting put there alongside you, and you filed it appropriately. This isn't illegal stuff. You're doing it the way it should be. You're separating the two.
Correct. So the other reason is obviously for the tax savings. So we use very simple numbers. Let's say you make a profit for $100,000, right? So if you file that on your Schedule C on your income tax return, you're going to pay $15,300 in self-employment tax, even before you start paying regular income tax.
Oh.
So forget about the income tax. You're going to pay self-employment tax because you have no control over that. You got a $100,000 profit. All of that $100,000 is subject to self-employment tax. Well, what is that? That's like the W-2 wage earner. When you look at your check and you see where they take the Social Security out and the Medicare,
yeah,
that's basically the self-employment tax. That's FICA, Medicare. So when you become, you have an LLC and you're self-employed, now you're picking up not only the employer portion, but you're picking up the employee portion of that. So it's 15.3%. So
that's just getting taken right off the top.
Correct.
And you're getting hit with it twice, almost.
Right. Well, once you're self-employed, you have to pay that. So now what you can save in this one, you'll save like $7,650. I'll use this example. File it on an S corp return. You have to pay yourself a reasonable wage. So you have to give your own self for running that company a reasonable wage that you would pay someone if you were going to hire them to do that job,
like
right?
a CEO or a manager.
Whatever it is, you're the president of the company, and whatever that company is. Let's say you're a doctor and you got a medical practice. What would you pay someone to do that job, or so on and so forth?
When should someone start paying themselves from their company?
So that's a good question. Obviously, if you're not profitable, and typically when you form a new company, you form a new corporation. Typically, the first year you're going to have more expenses than you do income, and you might have a slight loss. That's why I'd like to have that on a separate return, because then you get the slight loss that comes through on a K1 form, and we attach it to your 1040, versus having a loss on your Schedule C, and then it's netting against your other W-2 wages like you had with DHS.
Yeah.
That looks bad. Now that's a red flag. That's why because a lot of the IRS looks at that Schedule C as a way of people that are W-2 wage earners getting their income down, their taxable income, because you have no control. When you're a W-2 wage earner, you can't get your income down. It's already reported on that W-2. There's nothing you can do. There's really very limited ways for you to get your income down, and that's one of the ways that people do. They'll file this little schedule on there, and then all of a sudden they have a loss, and then now maybe they have a $150,000 W-2 wage and a $20,000 Schedule C loss. Now they're getting their income down.
Gotcha. So you want to avoid all red flags that might come up with the IRS to say,
Right.
what, let's audit this person because of these things coming up on their account.
And that could be a legitimate loss. And I think we talked about this. I had a real estate agent where she was, trying to sell real estate when the economy crashed, and she didn't sell anything, but she incurred legitimate costs. And she was renting, paying desk fee, this, that. And she had a loss. Her husband was making $400,000 or $500,000 as a doctor, and she had a $35,000 loss.
Yeah.
They were legitimate. She had all of the receipts, everything, and it got their income down. And so they saw that as an opportunity. That she got audited. She could have fought it. She didn't. She was like, I don't want to deal with it. So she just paid, the penalties and fines and everything.
Wow.
Because she doesn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Versus if I would have told her, you should have been an S corp. I don't know who you talked to, who did your stuff, but we could have filed that on a separate return, take the $35,000 loss, put it on a Schedule K1, and they would have left you alone.
Isn't it amazing how the vast difference just by setting yourself up correctly, when you set yourself up correctly from the beginning, it avoids long-term problems versus if you set yourself up incorrectly in the beginning, it might be easier. I just made an LLC. Now I'm a business owner. Woo! And then you file your tax return. Next thing you know, they're like, we're going to go ahead and audit you because you made way more money. And okay.
But we're told to get LLC as a business owner and just do that. However,
it's great. It's great because you get the best of both worlds. So if you're going to run a business and have an operation, then I would say, be the LLC, get the extra limited liability protection for your assets, and also just convert it into an S corp. So in that case, we were talking about the second case of the $100,000 case, $15,000, $300 extra tax bill you're paying, versus if you did it on an S corp, we could take $50,000 of that and deem that wages, So you only pay $7,650. The rest is just income, so you don't pay that. So you're just in that case alone, you're saving $7,650.
Okay.
So you don't pay that. So you only pay $7,650. The rest is just income, so you don't pay that. So you're just in that case alone, you're $650. The $1,000 extra tax bill you're paying. Versus if you did it on an S corp, we could take $50,000 of that and deem that wages. So you only pay $7,650. The rest is just income, so you don't pay that. So you're just in that case alone, you're saving $7,650.
Okay, hold on. Let me just hold on. That was very important. I don't want none of this stuff to get glossed over because you're giving these guys so much important information. I really want to hone this home because I'm hoping that this episode is going to be something people can go back to continuously, right? And we're going to put very detailed timestamps on this episode for y'all. So, 2 scenarios. You make $100,000, right? One is an LLC, one is as an S corp, right? Assuming you made the LLC, then you switched over to S corp. In the first scenario, where you're just a regular LLC working a job, let's say you make $100,000 extra right from your business, you are going to be subject to paying $15,000 in, you said self-employment tax, right?
Self-employment tax.
Automatic, without a shadow of a doubt, that's coming off.
Yep.
So you're going to only net about $85K, and that's before all the other taxes that come in, right? So 15K is already gone. However, if you had switched it over to an S corp, you would only be paying about half of that at about $7,600.
It's an automatic $7,000. Yeah, because I would say just let's take 50% of your $100,000 and deem that taxable for self-employment tax.
Okay.
Because you could do that on an S corp.
Okay.
And the IRS says you have to pay yourself a reasonable salary.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys don't do that, and they've been getting away with it. But I think now with Social Security and the situation that it's getting, we're getting a lot of little notices and stuff like that saying that you need to. I think at some point the IRS is going to come back and probably claw back a lot of these returns that were S corps, where the owner didn't pay himself a reasonable salary.
Okay.
And there's a way to do that. Like you should go on and see like what is really the market rate for that position.
Okay.
And the IRS can push and shove on that. But I think if you put something in there, more than likely they're going to be like, just leave it alone. Yeah. But if you put a big goose egg on there, they're going to be like, gotcha. Now we're going to get you. And how much did you take in distributions? Oh, you took $100,000. Okay, that's going to be W-2 wage. Now you owe us that plus penalties and interest, and it's 25% for a misstatement there on top of the 15.3% plus the interest.
So we're talking about just off of a $100,000 profit, you're saving $7,500 that you would have had to pay, double that if you had stayed as an LLC.
Right.
And then not to mention, and you can't, I guess, also with the S corp, you were saying that you set yourself up for better tax mitigation as well, as far as like, is it easier to write things off? Are there any other benefits?
They're about the same because both, if you look at a Schedule C on a 1040 and you look at the it's just basically a profit and loss statement.
Okay.
The only thing with the Schedule C, you don't have a balance sheet.
Okay.
But you have a balance sheet for the S corp. That's the major difference.
Okay.
But you still can, take the same deductions.
Should someone switch over to an S corp even if they're not a W-2 employee? Let's say they start their entrepreneur venture and they quit their job and they say, you know what, I don't even want to work a W-2 job anymore. I'm going all in on this.
So what I would say is, yes, they can. But I would say when given the opportunity, if you have an opportunity with whatever your employment relationship is with someone, and I'd say this to everybody, always side to be treated as an independent contractor. If you can negotiate where they can pay you as a 1099 independent contractor, then do it. And here's why. Because by not doing it, you're getting a W-2 wage and you have very limited access to get your income down. But when you become an LLC and you're treated as an independent contractor, you basically open up your whole business to the whole tax code to take advantage to get your income as low down to near zero as possible. You can't do that with a W-2 wage.
Okay.
So if you have the opportunity, if you have a gig and you're like, oh, he's gonna, the guy said he'll pay me a W-2, put me on the books, and pay me as an employee. And I always ask them, hey, is there an opportunity for them to pay you as an independent contractor? And they're like, yeah, I could talk to them maybe. And I'm like, well, then do it. Then do it.
Okay.
Then we have the whole tax book where we could just write everything off that they can't as an employee.
Right. Gotcha. And you know what? Now that I think about it, when I was an agent, right, and I had my W-2 thing, so they assign you, right, a 6 hour. I didn't like that gun. I was like, this gun sucks. So I went ahead and bought my own Glocks, right? But I couldn't write those off.
Yeah.
And I think years ago you could have been able to do it, but like by the time I bought those Glocks and switched over, you couldn't, and that was because I was a W-2 employee.
You're very limited. I mean, the only thing you do is like, if you have a 401k with matching and stuff like that, that's a different story. But if you have an opportunity, if they don't have any of those benefits, like that, then just try to become an independent contractor. And most employers, would opt for that because that's less liability on them. That's less hassle. It's just so easy. Like, I got this guy. Just give him a straight check, give him a 1099 at the end of the year, and
wash your hands of it.
It's a lot,
And they don't have to pay you benefits or anything, so it's better on their end too. So for the guys out, so should they always just switch over to an S corp? It sounds like to me. Even
always.
Even if you're
a business, always.
So even if you're whether you're a W-2 employee, well, you definitely want to do it if you're a W-2 employee. But if you're just an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, don't have a W-2 job, you could start as an LLC, but always at some point, if it's a business that's generating money, unless it's real estate, that's the only exception to this rule. You need to switch over to an S corp in almost every scenario.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's fucking sauce right there, man. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, that's really life-changing information, and I'll tell you guys this from experience. I made that mistake where I had done it as I was an LLC, right? And I wasn't an S corp, and I was wondering why was I paying so much in taxes? And I'll never forget that first year I went to H&R Block. I think I made like $30,000 to $40,000 extra for the first year with my fitness business in 2019 because I had started mid-year, and I paid a bunch of taxes, and I was like, what the hell? And then it was because I was set up as an LLC and I had never switched over to an S corp.
Right. Let me ask you guys a question because I don't even know because I look at it differently. What's your view of H&R Block? Like before you knew me, going there as far as like them being a professional tax company to prepare your tax return. How did you feel about them?
I think if you're a guy and you have a regular job and you just don't want to deal with it, they're good to go to. But if you're an entrepreneur, you need you 100% need a legit accountant that deals with entrepreneurs.
I agree with you. And because we over the past years, we look at the H&R Blocks and Jackson Hewitts, to see what they're charging and their rates to see how competitive we are. Everybody does it in our area.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much most areas are going to have pretty much the same level. But I noticed that H&R Block in our area, for instance, we weren't really saving any money at all.
Yeah.
And the thing with the H&R Block is you have a person potentially that's only gone through a 13-week tax course and they're preparing your return.
Yeah.
So they have very little experience. So you don't know it because they're just following whatever they, there's where I would never have someone after 13 weeks in my firm preparing returns for anybody.
Yeah.
I will have them preparing them, but I'll look at them. So we have a level of review okay, you prepare it. You're going to give it to so-and-so, and then I'm going to look at it. So we have levels of review. They don't do that at H&R Block. You're not getting
trying to get volume.
Correct. And a lot of these people, what they do is they take that course, and then they'll do spend a season there in H&R Block, and then they try to leave to go, hang their own shingle or do their own side tax prep stuff. So then next year you go back, and you're getting somebody totally different.
Well, I mean, let's just use real world things here. So when I was an agent, right? That first year that I had done a tax return, I made somewhere between like 120 to 150 gross.
Yeah.
Right. Because I had my fitness business as well. I made 120K as an agent. I think I made about like 30 to 40K with my fitness business, and this is 2019, right, guys? Because I started the business June of 2019, and then I was also working as an agent, making about 120K per year. So we're talking about 150K gross. I paid that year, I think like 36,000 in taxes, right? 36,000 to 40K in taxes. And I think I showed you, hey, this is my 2019 tax returns, right?
Yeah.
Because the first year I worked with you was 2020. We paid just that same amount of taxes this year, making 10x the money.
I always do a comparison.
Yeah.
I'll do it side by side just to, as a final check, and then I'll point that out. Like, wow, look at.
Guys, I made pretty much last year made over an M, right? And I paid about 36 to 40,000 in taxes. So I pretty much paid the same amount of taxes as I did when I was an agent with a W-2 job and just starting my business, making about 30,000, right, 150 gross, as I did making an M. And if that doesn't show you that fucking a guy like Steve knows what he's doing, right? Obviously all legal because I'm using real estate, I'm an entrepreneur, etc. I get heavy tax reduction. Then I don't know what does. I think H&R Block is great for a guy that just doesn't want to deal with it and is a regular W-2 employee and it's easy. But once you start getting into real estate, you're a business owner, etc., things get more complex. Like H&R Block isn't going to do cost segregation for you.
No.
They're not going to do depreciation. They're not going to be able to, help you with writing off expenses for your business. So
no, it's not like you go to your H&R Block, towards towards the end of the year, my bigger clients, I'll send out notices and we'll sit down right before the year ends to see where they're at, to do some tax planning, and then to see if they need to buy more equipment, pull back, see where they're at, see if, make estimates, things like that. So, they don't do any types of tax planning. That's very important.
Yeah.
It comes in towards the end of the year.
Yeah, and I mean, me and you've been on the phone before planning, like, hey, you should probably spend some money before the end of the year, etc. Any equipment that you want to buy, go pick it up now. I remember when we were buying the cars, pick it up now before the end of the year. Like, all this stuff is imperative because it will set you up, right, to pay a smaller tax bill in the future, guys. And again, this is all legal. I told y'all before. When you're an entrepreneur or if you're a real estate investor, what ends up happening is you are the cornerstone of the United States economy. Small businesses, real estate, small business, real estate, bam. You hit this corner right here and you're able to create jobs, create housing for people, and you get huge tax breaks. And that's why I was able to pay less taxes now than I did when I was an agent as a W-2 employee.
I think the alert is for H&R Block is that on some level it's streamlined and it seems to be easy option because you just go there, get your document information, and they do it for you. But ease of access leaves you open to missing out a lot of opportunities. So
They do tremendous marketing too as well. So they're out there.
They got numbers.
Yeah. I think they're talking about real estate. The most millionaires are in
90% plus. Yeah. Should we talk about because they've asked me this question a bit. You want to talk about our strategy that we're doing right now with the real estate?
Sure. Yeah.
Fuck it, we'll do it. Okay, we're gonna give y'all some sauce. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and kill the Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Kill everything except for Rumble and YouTube. I'm going to tell. I've never revealed this, but I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing with Steve right now as my tax strategy for real estate for all you guys out there that want to invest in real estate, etc., and set yourself up for success.
Yeah, Myron's a great guy, man. Awesome guy.
I'm giving y'all,
Shout out to Myron.
Yeah.
And like the video.
Yeah, and like the video, by the way, guys, too. So this is what we're basically doing, guys. Once I bought like my 13th or 14th property, I pretty much got on the phone with Steve and Roger. As you guys know, Roger's my real estate agent, Steve is my accountant. And we started like strategizing, like, okay, we need to put this stuff in a way where I'm not gonna, so I can mitigate risk, God forbid a tenant tries to sue me or whatever it may be. So we started putting all the businesses into LLCs, which Steve was describing to you guys earlier. But and each house, right, it's very simple. Let's say you own 123 Main Street, make an LLC, 123 Main Street LLC, bam. And then just go by the address name for each house that you own, right? And then each of those houses operates kind of like its own entity where that money's coming in. And Steve described it earlier, why it's appropriate for an LLC because it's considered passive income, you said, from a tax standpoint?
Correct, yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to S-corp it. Then I took the next step, guys, and this is where the game changer is. I went ahead and made an overarching LLC.
Correct.
Out of Delaware. Okay, and that Delaware LLC holds all the other LLCs that I own. So that main LLC is a real estate LLC, and that holds all the real estate property underneath it. So it's kind of like an umbrella corp that holds all the others. And I guess we could talk a little bit about the strategy there. Why that's it.
So I mean that's important because you're separating all your assets for liability purposes. Now necessarily that doesn't provide any real tax savings in it because you're already structured properly. But another opportunity too is, and I know you spoke to the attorney and that was a fantastic strategy. Another one that you could do too is it's like a revocable trust as well too, to encapsulate that. So that's probably the next step.
Yeah.
Because now you have your operation business and you have all your real estate. You're going to have some other assets that you're going to be holding in there. So then that's the next level that we'll talk about is to get with an attorney to do the trust.
Yeah.
So let's say something should happen to you, and then you can avoid probate, things of that nature.
Yeah. And Delaware, I think the reason, because my lawyer was suggesting Delaware, I think the reason why is because you guys are probably wondering, like, why Delaware? Because Delaware has a very good setup process, and everything is private. It's not like Florida where everything is out there.
Well, that's the thing with the trust too.
Yeah.
Because, so you don't know. You can't go on public records and find out.
Yeah. Like Florida.
Yeah.
Florida is easy to find.
It's too easy. Yes.
Yeah.
It's too easy, my boy. My boy, it's too easy, my boy. Oh boy, I think about it every night and day. Addicted, I just can't get enough. It's fine, Chandler in December. Bro, like, what? My boy, what? It's fine, Chandler in December. Let me watch that TikTok, my boy. Who you slide for, my boy? Who you slide?
I'll be right back, little bro. Hey, you hear me? Yeah. You got some bullets, like bananas? No, sir. We need just ASAP, cause the ops trying to slide on the apartments right now. Oh God, for real. And we only got 4 bullets, but them trying to get us, so. You ever supposed?
Did you slide?
Guys, testosterone levels have been declining, or known to increase libido and improve overall vitality for centuries. Reclaim your massive discount. You for Luxua's boxing event. And
put it down.
Earlier in the evening, he called out KSI. And somewhere throughout the evening, I believe he was with Gareth Davies. He said that he laid out his roadmap, what he's going to do. He did confirm that Michael Chandler's next. He confirmed, or stated rather, that Justin Gaethje would follow that, and he stated that Nate Diaz would follow that. And he kind of made it sound like that would be a wrap on the career. He didn't say that, but this is kind of how he made it sound. This is the 3 things I'm going to do. And I don't think any one of those guys would disagree with him. I think they all go, sure. What I must tell you is, as much as I would like this to be accuracy, because the fight that I really want is McGregor versus USADA. I want this fight because McGregor's going to win, but I want it to actually happen. So, as excited as I would be that Connor's going to be fighting Chandler, they're going to be back, and it's going to be in December, and there were some things about what Connor said that did line up. I mean, if you want to chalk this up to a drunk Connor, or you want to talk it up just to Connor that's out there promoting, he says lots of stuff. He sends out lots of tweets. That's what he does. I think you would be right. I think you would be right to dismiss it, but a lot of times you can look at what he said and know. You can prove, or rather disprove, the statement. A lot of times. I mean, I can go back to the night that he called out Frankie Edgar. Well, I can real easily disprove it. Frankie's 135 pounds. Connor last fight was at 170 pounds. Like, right, there's things you can do. picking December was interesting. It was interesting for a couple of reasons. First off, it showed that Conor knew the calendar. And it showed that he knew that in October, Islam's got the top belt. It showed that he knew that the Garden in November, Jones and Stipe got the top billing. December, which we know there's a pay-per-view, has no mention and really not even any strong rumors right now.
What's going on in December, my boy?
For him to troll and identify that he was going to do. Or the other option, he just gave us information. That is highly unlikely, and I want it to be true. I want it to be true because that means the big fight that I really want is going to take place. Here's the thing with December. Conor versus Chandler has been speculated for that. And we had confirmation earlier in the week right from Dana that when Conor comes back, it's going to be Chandler. No ifs, ands, or buts. No conversations even taking place. Here we are. Okay, great. But Colby versus Leon is also floating around the ether. And there's no great clarity on when that is going to be. I believe that they are going to fight in December. I believe that they are going to be a main event. It is very hard for me to believe that you could have somebody like Colby Covington and put him in any spot, knowing what he's going to deliver, knowing what he's going to do, and knowing his ability to build. It's really hard to believe you put him anywhere but a main event. I mean, I can go back to Colby versus Masvidal. Masvidal was the BMF champion, but they didn't put the belt up. That was a pay-per-view, sold-out, attraction, main event that didn't have a title. And that's happened before, lots of times, on pay-per-views. Lots. But generally, when you go look at the lots, 85% of those lots were Conor McGregor fights, the biggest star in the business. So I just share for you, for Colby to have a spot like that is a major tip of the hat and sign of his ability to draw. Not to mention the heat he's got.
Bismarck.
Not to mention, how does Leon not have a match? I mean, I would just have to ask that. He won the belt in March. And it was announced that night what was going to be next. Colby was right there in attendance. He was backup player. Ready to go. The Joe Rogan, the announcements, the head.
Folks.
I'm gonna hit you when I get back, eh?
Hey, how long that's gonna take? How long that's gonna take, folks?
Probably like 20 minutes, yeah.
Damn.
Oh. It's Jason Bourne.
Damn.
Oh. It's Jason Bourne.
They just type on computers. You all are like lambs to a slaughter, and I'm the butcher. My stepper gon' brush him if I press the button, you droop your scuff. They spin it, they just type on computers. You all are like lambs to a slaughter, and I'm the butcher.
My stepper gon' brush him if I press the button, you droopy the scuffle. They spin it, they just type with computers.
You all are like lambs to a slaughter, and I'm the butcher.
My stepper gon' brush him if I press the button, you droopy the scuffle. They spin it, they just type with computers. And my last name Blick, so I'm picking a tool up. My stepper gon' brush him if I press the button.
Be still. Just be still. You want me to be still when your dog is biting me? That shit hard, ain't it?
Like, oh my god. Like, oh my god. Like, oh my god. Like, oh my god.
Was on some pop shit. Was cruising down a nigga block with a chopstick. Rockstar nigga. Now I need a rock bitch. Not bitch, not squad bitch. I boy out the top. Was on some pop shit. Was cruising down a nigga block with a chopstick. Rockstar nigga. Now I need a rock bitch. Not bitch, not squad bitch. I boy out the top. Was on some pop shit. Was cruising down a nigga block with a chopstick. Rockstar nigga.
Niger Republic Finance Minister has been killed. You hear what I just said? I said the former Nigerian Finance Minister Mohamed Abdullahi has been killed by a firing squad. Just in case you don't know, the former finance minister of Niger, Mohamed Abdullahi, was given few weeks to give an account of all the money that was stolen from the Nigerian government or return the money. But unfortunately, he was unable to return the money and he...
Hey, whoa, what y'all got going on over here? Oh, nah, he's stuck. Hey, yo! Bro, if only he would've shut it up, bro, I would've adopted him. Oh, I put it to shelter today, you stupid bitch. Oh, shit! Bro, ain't no way. Are you the guy off Phineas and Ferb?
Leave me alone.
Damn, my fault. Ain't nothing free over here. You know the vibes. Everybody pay rent. Hold on, where the rest of it at? Man, what am my mother? I want here nothing. Got a two picture. Wait, that ain't husband. Oh boy. Nah, why that chicken walking mad tough for? He look like he got it on him. He ain't going to no KFC. Myself finna hop out the V. Hey, whoa, what y'all got going on over here? Oh, nah, he's stuck. Hey!
It's a fake screen protector. I didn't put a screen protector on mine, did I? Bugs.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know, that looks pretty wild.
So I just need mine. The fake screen protector. I didn't put a screen protector on mine. Did I?
No.
Damn, this guy's tweaking.
Proof man in leaked jail video with rapper King Lil.
On your marks, get set. The duo between Charleston White and Adin Ross was seeming to be pretty decent on kick, right? Till shit went completely south in one day, and now Charleston White is crying on IG Live. It all started when he went to Vegas with Adin and Prime, and they started acting weird on stream in his eyes. They started making the sus jokes, you know how Adin be. Prime literally only pulled up just to aggravate Charleston, like the whole time he was trying to fight dude. It got to the point where they were about to throw down in the middle of Vegas. Charleston had to pull out his trusty pepper spray from his inventory. That was basically the last straw. Adin and Charleston basically ended their duo right then and there. Adin tried to apologize, but literally the second Charleston White left, he blocked Adin on every type of social media. And that's when Charleston came home and he started going on a string of IG lives and started going crazy. He was claiming the whole thing was a setup. He was claiming he never got paid. He basically called Prime Adin's whipping boy. He was claiming the whole energy was off and Prime and Adin tried to make him do sexual acts with them. And then things ended up getting worse from that point because their interaction was so bad that Charleston White ended up hating every Jew. Like, he was saying things that made Kanye West look like a saint. He also said Adin Ross sold his soul and tried to make Charleston sell his soul too. He made a whole bunch of serious accusations. I'm not gonna lie, I want to see how this plays out. The duo between Charleston White and Adin Ross was seeming to be pretty decent on kick, right? Till shit went completely south in one day, and now Charleston White is crying on IG Live. It all started when he went to Vegas with Adin and Prime, and they started acting weird on stream in his eyes. They started making the sus jokes, you know how Adin be. Prime literally only pulled up just to aggravate Charleston, like the whole time he was trying to fight dude. It got to the point where they were about to throw down in the middle of Vegas. Charleston had to pull out his trusty pepper spray from his inventory. That was basically the last straw. Adin and Charleston basically ended their duo right then and there. Adin tried to apologize, but literally the second Charleston White left, he blocked Adin on every type of social media. And that's when Charleston came home and he started going on a string of IG lives and started going crazy. He was claiming the whole thing was a setup. He was claiming he never got paid. He basically called Prime Adin's whipping boy. He was claiming the whole energy was off and Prime...
We ride on the planet, and thinking stepped into the sun. We ride on the planet, and thinking having stepped into the sun.
Have you ever been to Jupiter? Yes. Is that why you're stupider?
Naval operation. The U.S. Navy responded quickly by sending 4 destroyers to guide the Chinese and Russian ships away from American waters. Alaska Senator Dan Sullivan told Fox News Digital it just solidifies this idea that we've entered a new era of authoritarian aggression led by the dictators in Beijing and Moscow who are increasingly aggressive.
Jake Beckett is a U.S. Army veteran and host of the Jake Beckett podcast and joins us now. Jake, good morning to you. In terms of gravity of this situation, Alaska Senator Dan Sullivan said that it is unprecedented to have Russia and China working together in this act of aggression against the United States. So why is this happening now, and how does the United States respond?
Well, I think Senator Sullivan is absolutely correct. This is a very dangerous situation, and I've said since the beginning of the war in Eastern Europe between Ukraine and Russia, the real danger of what the Biden administration is blundering us towards is a closer union between the two great powers of the Eurasian landmass, which are Russia and China. It's really the one thing that we can't allow to happen in terms of larger geopolitics. But of course, that's exactly what Biden and his handlers have allowed to happen, not just militarily and geopolitically, but also financially, as we have removed Russia from certain trading relationships and currency protections, and that's drawn them closer into the clutches of China. So I think this joint naval exercise is, of course, a provocation. Of course, they are testing U.S. military responsiveness, but really it's just one more probing action in response to Joe Biden's weakness and his administration's wokeness, especially in terms of our military. They see our dwindling recruiting numbers, they see our dwindling morale, and our enemies are aware of this, and they're going to keep pushing the envelope as long as Joe
lie, you cheat, and you steal. That's enough for somebody to do to me, for me to say you're evil, so now you get the evil blue. Just take a second to think about that. I know it confused you.
It didn't even confuse
you don't even know what that
nothing,
means.
bro. You keep
but
saying
okay.
steal from you. What the fuck are you talking about? Steal from you.
You stole from me. What
Why
do you
don't I
mean?
have a car already? Why don't I have a car?
Because you stole from me.
Why
That's
don't I have a car?
Because you stole from me.
Why don't I have a car?
Because you stole from me.
No, that's not true.
Why would I buy a thief a car?
That's not true.
The fuck?
That's
Are you
not
dumb?
true.
Why
That
would
car.
I buy a bitch that stole from me a car?
No, just say you want more control over me, bro. It's not that.
A car ain't gonna. A car will give me more control over you. All you gonna do is
playing.
bang the motherfucker. Hey, daddy, I'm crashed on the side of the road. That's all you gonna. What the fuck? You think I'm worried about controlling you? You're an idiot.
I'm not. That's what it is.
You can't even control yourself. You think I'm trying to control somebody? Lie, you cheat, and you steal. That's enough for somebody to do to me, for me to say you're evil, so now you get the evil blue. Just take a second to think about that. I know it confused you.
It didn't even confuse
you don't even know what that
nothing,
means.
bro. You keep
but
saying
okay.
steal from you. What the fuck are you talking about? Steal from you.
You stole from me.
Why don't I have a car already? Why don't I have a car?
Because you stole from me.
Why don't I have a car?
Because you stole from me.
Why don't I have a car?
Because you stole from me.
No, that's not true.
Why would I buy a thief a car?
That's not true.
The fuck?
That's
Are you
not
dumb?
true.
Why
That
would
car.
I buy a bitch that stole from me a car?
No, just say you want more control over me, bro. It's not that.
A car ain't gonna. A car will give me more control over you. All you gonna do is bang the motherfucker. Hey, daddy, I'm crashed on the side of the road. That's all you. What the fuck? You think I'm worried about controlling you? You're an idiot.
I'm not. That's what it is.
You can't even control.
Do you hear me? Somebody tell me how he did it! I have to know! I have to know! Do you hear me? Somebody tell me how he did it! I have to know! I have to know! Do you hear me?
This is my kingdom come. This is my kingdom come.
Excuse me. This horrible smell. It smells.
And we got Trump.
जुबानिया तेरी झूठी भी सच लागे जुबानिया
In recent remarks, the Ukrainian foreign minister also said his country wants to invest in Africa, claiming it would promote security on the continent and be mutually beneficial, while also declaring this type of partnership would benefit Africa more than working with Moscow, while admitting that countering Russian influence in Africa is still a challenge for Kiev. Lubinda Habazoka.
I think that Ukraine is too small for Africa to even have an impact. We are even seeing in terms of the so-called food and food security with the closure of the grain deal and basically the war itself. We haven't seen any significant disruption. And, a lot of countries, including Zambia, where I come from, basically do not miss anything. Coming from Ukraine, we have not had very strong economic ties. Russia is much more of a bigger giant and bigger country. Russia supplies a lot of fertilizer, a lot of grain, a lot of equipment, and we've basically seen that. Even in terms of this special military operation that is going on, most of the resources are coming from the West. Ukraine itself, I don't think would have lasted a month using its own resources. So Africa is not saying we cannot trade with Ukraine, but it's, I think, an overstatement to say that Ukraine is able to cater for Africa. I think Africa is too huge.
Congratulations, son. You're number one. You're number one. I was sleeping. They kept me from me. I love you to be your mom. Every day.
When are you coming back? December. And who are you fighting?
Chandler.
Are you all gonna do it?
I have to.
I've been teasing him.
I'm gonna just do that with him, yeah. I'm gonna grab him by the chest and grab him.
After I finish this, I don't care. I just gotta finish this up though. Jimmy, thank you, baby.
Oh my god, you are so beautiful.
Aw, thanks. See, somebody appreciates me.
What the hell, Jimmy?
She is one lucky girl.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy.
After I finish this, I don't care. I just gotta finish this up though. Jimmy, thank you, baby.
Oh my god, you are so beautiful.
Aw, thanks. See, somebody appreciates me.
What the hell, Jimmy?
She is one lucky girl.
Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Show me this real quick.
You try so hard to prove a point.
50K in gold. Look, hold on, wait. Let me do the math real quick. Let me do the math for you. Let me do the math real quick so that y'all can stop like all the bullshit.
If you could
this
put
is only
back...
50K. I got more though. I'm gonna show you only 50K real quick. I got more though. Look, gold right now, 2,000 a gram, right? I mean 2,000 an ounce. All right, bet. Let's do the math real quick. Let's do the math. You can't show me this shit, bro. Like you don't got real money. Like if you had real money, you would invest. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. 50 fucking thousand. And this is just gold. This is just gold. Hold on. 50 fucking thousand just in gold, bitch. Hey, this is like 20K right here. Hey, emeralds about 30, about 20. But look, 1, 2,000, 2, 4, 6, 8. This don't lose value either. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Hey, you know this is Hey, Lalo, you see that little baby ass teddy bear, that fake gold that you got around your neck? Lalo gone pussy. Do you see that fake ass teddy bear that you got around your neck? This is real shit. What was that at? 20? That's 20 bands right there. 20K. Hey, what is it? 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50. 50 right there. 2K each. Each ounce is 2K. Bitch boy, you can't show me that pendant you got on your fucking neck. This doesn't lose value, by the way.
It's the motherfucking DRE. Dr. Dre, motherfucker. You know I'm mobbing with the D.O. Double G. Straight off the. It's the motherfucking DRE. Dr. Dre, motherfucker. You know I'm mobbing with the D.O. Double G. Straight off the. It's the motherfucking DRE. Dr. Dre, motherfucker. You know I'm mobbing with the D.O. Double G. Straight off the.
Crazy. The pack is strong.
Walking that bitch get critical, dance moves hitting so hard shit crucial. Walking that bitch get critical, dance moves hitting so. Walking that bitch get critical, dance moves hitting so hard shit crucial. Walking that bitch get critical, dance moves hitting so. Walking that bitch.
war is about to enter a dangerous phase. Russian nukes are now not just near Ukraine, but they are close to NATO's borders too. For the first time since the fall of the Soviet Union, Russia has deployed these bombs outside the country. It's a move that cannot be taken lightly, but today it finally pulled the trigger. Russian nuclear weapons are going to Belarus.
The transfer of nuclear weapons has begun.
Belarus,
it has already begun.
yeah, Belarus.
Yes, it has already begun. The weapons are already in Belarus.
Please don't
Maybe.
Belarus
I'll take a look
me.
when I go.
Just came up to me and said, "Yo, aren't you that?" Leute, ein serbischer Fan hat mir das geschickt, ja. Sehr goldstückhaft, wenn man mich fragt. Aber was mir auch geschickt hat, ist einer der...
I'm not a boxer. I'm not a fighter. I've never claimed to be a fighter. I think I just have to finalize this speech by saying...
Logan Paul is very upset at Jake Paul. So basically, Jake Paul just won his bout.
What? Vaughn! I am what I am. What I'm not, see, I never beat. Niggas whooping up until we meet. Catch him like it with him on TV. And if I sit down, I'm boosting the murder rate. My niggas gon' slide every day. He been talking that shit, I can't wait. I am what I am. What I'm not, see, I never beat. Niggas whooping up until we meet. Catch him like it with him on TV. And if I sit down, I'm boosting the murder rate. My niggas gon' slide every day. What? Vaughn! I am what I am. What I'm not, see, I never beat. Niggas whooping up until we meet. Catch him like it with him on TV.
So baby, it's just we need to work on communication. I'm trying to communicate to you right now.
Okay.
You always get defensive.
I'm good. Just let me be.
Listen, babe, with my ex-husband, I was with him for nearly 8 years. One of our biggest struggles was communication.
Well, I was with my ex-wife, and we never had any issues.
But you ended up getting divorced.
Yeah, but we were together for 7 years, and we
But
got
you
along. We didn't.
So baby, it's just I was with him for nearly 8 years. One of our biggest struggles was communication.
Well, I was with my ex-wife, and we never had any issues.
But you ended up getting divorced.
Yeah, but we were together for 7 years, and we
But
got
you have
along. We didn't argue. We got along.
Because you were a boring relationship.
No, it wasn't boring.
Why you bring up your ex?
Well, why did you bring up your ex?
Because I needed to give an example.
Oh, okay, but you think it's okay you can bring up your ex and I can't?
Because you know that I get mad when you bring up your ex.
It doesn't matter. If you can do it, I'm gonna do it. Then you'll know what it feels like. Anyway, let me enjoy this scenery.
Good job. I did that to see how fast you would connect to.
Oh, shit!
This shit!
Oh, yeah. Hey, you see the new one?
Where's our room? Good job. I did that to see how fast you would connect to.
Oh, shit!
Tourists enjoying the sights in LA. 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 Tourists enjoying the sights in LA.
The person that you claim to have been with him was his own mama. Oh.
his own mother, the lady that pushed him out, had been molesting him from 10 years old. As a child, I had been involved with him, ended up getting pregnant by him. He was 14, I was turning 16. I was actually living in a group home with his cousin, Donnell, which is now Donnell Gates, because anybody that's married to him have to change their last name. He has a cult. His cousin, Donnell, which is older than him, had been having relations with him. They had known that they were related because they started at their grandmother's house.
But Donnell's a girl, right?
Yeah. He said the damage is done just because he got her pregnant.
Like, he has no boundaries when it comes to sex and shit. Like,
He has none. He likes men.
Don't talk to him, bro. Come on, talk. Don't talk to him, bro. Come on, talk about it. Listen, you pull out that gun one more time.
So who robbed me?
Trayvon Wright.
And who else?
And Kylan.
You trying to pay me with this, right?
Yeah, they sent me on the mission. Trayvon Wright.
Yeah, smalls like fur. Yeah. So it's like 15 days to 30, and then 15 days for the return policy that you yeah, smalls like fur. Yeah. So it's like 15.
When they tell you men cannot take what they dish out, look at my iPad. This is for texting a nigga. I texted a nigga. This is what my iPad look like. Big ass hole in the fucking wall. Ripped all my clothes that was hung up, ripped down, took all my shoebox. What the fuck my shoes, what did my shoes do to you? What did my shoes do to you? Why do my shoes have to be thrown on the floor like this? Like, niggas really cannot take what they be dishing out. And it's so sad. Like, this man literally cheated on me so many freaking times. I never touched I might have touched him, but I never touched none of his stuff. And you see me text one freaking dude, and look at my stuff. Look at my stuff. Ain't even wore it. 90% of the stuff that's on this floor I haven't even fucking worn. Haven't even fucking worn. And look how this man threw my shit all over the place. Threw my shit, smashed my iPad, put a hole in the freaking wall because I texted a nigga. When they tell you men cannot take what they dish out, look at my iPad. This is for texting a nigga. I texted a nigga.
You have different procurement requirements in the city of Irvine County. Okay. So procurements is that first section, and it's going to be all over the map. And yes.
Shit, why you try not to lie, brother?
I'm gonna pull this meat thunder out. Gonna pull the meat thunder out. Mommy was just getting. She was getting something off the ground.
Wasn't thirsty. I wasn't. I liked you a lot. Nobody had to force none of this on you.
You are a goofy bitch.
That's not true. Wasn't thirsty. I wasn't.
Ooh. You're not him, bro. You're not him, bro. You're not him, bro. You're not him, bro.
Good morning.
What's up?
What's up?
Why does yours still say 0?
What?
Your number. Why?
My number.
Why does it still say 0?
Well, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, that's really weird. How's that possible?
I mean, maybe it's still loading or something. I don't know.
It doesn't work like that.
Wait, where are you going?
What's going on?
What? What do you mean? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I laid it down last night. Why does it still say 0?
I think it's glitching or something. I don't know.
Nah. Why it ain't changed yet?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
It updates immediately, right? When it goes in, it should update.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
All right, you win.
What?
You win.
What are you talking about? What do you mean by that? Oh shit. Yo, what the fuck?
Okay.
Don't move.
Calm down.
You got one of them fake number things.
It's not that bad.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You YouTubers are so easy.
I didn't even wrap it up and you got crazy numbers like that. I'm calling the police.
No.
I'm calling the cops on your ass. Cause what the fuck?
Put that down.
I'm calling the police. Don't move.
Go ahead. Call them. You think that's gonna do anything?
I'm calling the cops and they're gonna come here and arrest your ass. The fake labels right there? Nah, they're sending you to the slammer.
Call them. Who do you think they're gonna believe? A self-centered, light-skinned YouTuber? Or me? A sweet little Asian?
Nah. No.
I could slap this right back on.
The hell's wrong with you?
Listen, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna let me leave right now, or I can go tell the cops a whole different story.
9,874.
Ow!
What are you doing?
Did you just hit me?
What?
That hurt.
Yeah, what was that? That's what I do. My boy getting in. This is what the fuck he do. He's fighting my nigga. He's fighting Floyd Mayweather out here. Yeah, what was that? That's what I do. My boy getting in. This is what the fuck he do. He's fighting my nigga. He's fighting Floyd.
Got a 40 on me right now. I ain't never scared. I'll shoot this bitch up right now. Cause I never gangsta to the.
Joga pra trás, gosta que encosta. Gosta que encosta. DJ do baile que sarra piroca. DJ do baile que sarra piroca. Tu joga pra trás, tu joga pra trás, tu joga pra trás. Gosta que encosta, 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 encosta. Tu joga pra trás, gosta que encosta. Gosta que encosta. DJ do baile que sarra piroca. DJ do baile que sarra piroca. Tu joga pra trás, tu joga pra trás, tu joga.
Kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up. That is all I own.
I love my bitches, it's pretty, they showing their titties up to the ceiling. Quarter pounder with cheese.
Whoa. Whoa. Yo.
That kid is brand new. He didn't even sort things out the previous one. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You were the shadow to my light. Did you feel You were the
Give
shadow.
us a couple dollars, my boy. See, Shane Dong. That's crazy.
Listen, good job. He knows I'm going to the left. Huh? He's going straight left now. Yeah, but listen, but that's why I said he's one and done. We're already planning for that. We're already planning. Listen, huh? He's doing it more than once. But listen, let me tell you, that's why you go up under it. That's why.
Minutes to determine who's the undisputed champion. Oh. And he told him you're winning the fight. Combination from Lomachenko again. Championship rounds, and Lomachenko has momentum.
These last few rounds determine this fight.
Razor close, so hard to...
Razor close. Precision Probe is crazy.
Hey, I got more money than you, Lolo.
Show me.
I live in a better house than you, Lolo.
Get caught with a pipe you out same night you
like I said, this setup costs more than whatever you pay for rent.
Your setup is in my hand.
He'll still be alive right now if you niggas ain't gas him up. Give my shorty stingers and guns, I tell him slap.
Hey, I got more money than you, Lolo.
Show me.
I live in a better house than you, Lolo.
Get caught with a pipe you out same night you
like I said, this setup costs more than whatever you pay for rent.
Your setup is in my hand.
He'll still be alive right now if you niggas ain't gas him up. Give my shorty stingers and guns, I tell him slap for nothing. Go slap.
Hey, I got more money than you, Lolo.
Show me.
I live in a better house than you, Lolo.
Get caught with a pipe you out same night you
like I said, this setup costs more than whatever you pay for rent.
Your setup is in my hand.
He'll still be alive right now if you niggas ain't gas him up. Give my shorty stingers and guns, I tell him slap.
Democrat presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Have you seen this guy?
I have seen this guy, yeah.
You have?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, we've been looking for him because he owes our boss money, yeah.
Really?
Really, yeah. So, what do you want to do?
You see me?
Alright, so we need to finish these shot logs.
That's the beauty of a selfie stick.
Now we're in North Korea. Look at this.
Jeffrey.
That's the beauty of a selfie stick. Now we're in North Korea. Look at this.
Jeffrey.
That's the beauty of a selfie stick.
Bro almost started a war.
Look at this.
Jeffrey.
That was on
Charlie warned us all.
I mean, just think about it, okay? First, the stock market would go. Then, the
Lawyer's reaction.
Who do you think is liable, the POV car or the car in the front?
Lawyer's reaction. Lawyer's reaction.
Cargo pop
Who do
pop.
you think is liable?
This is in Arizona?
96. The bookie book. The bookie book. The Jimmy Buckets.
Police riding around in an armored truck in Oakland.
I'm about to fuck!
Era in American history was filmed.
I'm done. I want to learn about something actually interesting.
I'll show you something interesting. What is the One Piece? Wealth, fame, power.
How do you feel about Stop the Violence movement?
Who?
Why? Why they eat the chicken? Don't eat the chicken.
Hey guys, hey, she likes my goat. She likes my goat. She likes my goat.
Elmo, you lost your shades? Oh, see, she likes.
How you doing?
Yo, Smitty, what's going on over there?
Guy's about your money, bro. He's just worried about the camera and shit, bro. We're good. We're both good.
Yeah, man. So I'm not too worried about the camera, man. Just tell him to bring the girls out. So what's the deal? What's the deal?
He's gonna bring us out some girls right now and fucking check them out, my man.
Alright. Will it be as good as last time?
Okay. All right. Right. Nice.
Hey, this girl wasn't here last time. I don't know. She looks good. I got some new girls. Okay.
Getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better. I like what I see. Smitty, you like what you see?
Yeah, dude.
Walker?
Yeah,
You like what you see?
It's good.
I told you, boys.
There's a problem, though. How do I know what they have under that?
He said, dude. Corn.
Welcome to San Andreas, I'm CJ from Grove Street, land of the heinous gang. Welcome to San Andreas, I'm CJ from Grove Street, land of the heinous gang.
Mbappe, get Mbappe.
What's going on, Cole?
Дать пацанам считать потери. Суммы нули погибают на сцене. Снова один прогуляюсь без... Дать пацанам считать потери. Суммы нули погибают на сцене. Снова один прогуляюсь без...
Time out. Yeah, money to the money. George Hill. We need George Hill.
To be honest. Let me get this straight. PSG have given him.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful angel. Love your imperfections, every anger. Hey, beautiful, 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 beautiful angel. Love your imperfections, every.
Find me here, Lord, as you draw me near. I'm desperately. Find me here, Lord, as you draw me near. I'm desperately. Find me here, Lord, as you draw me near.
Yo, what can I say? It's just a day.
I know who you are. What's your name? Yeah, what's your name? What's your name? Can you just do me a favor real quick? I'm not a police officer.
发明陷阱的人真。
Maybe I could have did more, but.
Thank you.
Niggas really broke, I understand, but goddamn, why you hating on me? Niggas really broke, I understand, but goddamn.
Let's go. Hit name, papa, hit name. Military. Ooh. Ooh. You ain't in the military. You military, get military.
In the dark of night, the stars light up. In the dark of night, the stars light up. In the dark of night, the stars light up. In the dark of night, the stars light up. In the dark of night, the stars light up. In the dark of night, the stars light up. In the dark of night, the stars light up. In the dark of night.
I'ma fuck you up, bro.
No, it's so fun. Alright, so 3, 2.
Oh my god, there's a getaway car.
¡Lo encontré! ¡Lo encontré, bro! ¡Lo encontré! ¡Lo encontré!
The transatlantic slave trade in the Almina Castle in the Gold Coast of Africa. See how they suffered. Rest in peace, our ancestors. the transatlantic slave trade in the Almina.
So he's with that guy. That's how they stole it.
I lost myself. I felt like I was supposed to be there.
Tartar? Alright, y'all. Catch y'all later. Peace.